Hello, hello, hello. How are you? I guess we'll
Mm,
have to wait for the chat
right.
to build up. And I was sharing on Facebook that we were live. Um, and I got a funny story about OnlyFans. You was gonna crack up when you hear this.
Uh-huh.
I feel like it's the universe telling me go ahead and do it.
Don't what?
I feel like it's the universe saying go ahead and do it then if that's what you. Because
I
we were
agree.
talking about it all week. OnlyFans. We were talking about that all week, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then one of my coworkers comes up to me. Now we've been cool all week. I mean for years we worked
Mm-hmm.
together, or at least a year we've been working together. And I'm drinking tea, y'all, because my throat has been a little scratchy, and I don't know if the allergies are starting, but I have honey and lemon and all that stuff in there. And I have some what is the seaweed stuff? Sea moss in there.
Oh, Seema.
Um
So good.
yeah, what's her name makes it? Affirm Wellness makes it, so I have some of that in there. Hey Terry T. Hey Lord. Is that Saucius?
So it's Sosicion.
Oh hi. I'm just gonna call you Lord because that's a bit much.
Yeah,
You
Lord.
know what I mean? Hey Nana. Okay. Hey everybody, like, share, comment, let everybody know we're on here. But anyway, so me and the dude, we've been cool. We be chilling all the time.
Hmm.
He always come over to my station and be talking junk to me. So we cool. Out of the blue, randomly. Now remember, we've been talking about OnlyFans all week. He shows me his OnlyFans. He was like, "You ain't got to put your face on there. Just do it." I was like, "Look, I don't want nobody walking up to my kid being like, I saw your mama on OnlyFans." So he showed me his OnlyFans. I said, "You working with some heavy equipment, sir."
No. He just has an OnlyFans just like that.
He has an OnlyFans and he does no face stuff, just below the belt stuff. And he was like, "Women ask you for some weird stuff," and I was like, "Well, show."
And then,
He working with some heavy equipment. I was like, oh,
and how
okay.
much does he get?
So I asked him, I said, well, why you work here if you on OnlyFans? He said, well, the benefits here are good. Like I work this job to get the benefits, but he said he make pretty good. But I said, well, how much do you charge per month? He said he charged $15 a month per membership. And he do whatever they ask him. I was like, okay, sir. First of all, he a little young thing and he real tall. So I ain't messing with him anyway, because he had never had my head all the way over in left field feeding for him.
That's intense.
He's working with some heavy equipment now. And I was like, what? Like he was just video after video after video. He was like, so if you went on OnlyFans, what would you go do? Back up, sir. No, no. Because I think he was trying to get me to go on
Wild.
his OnlyFans. I'm like, no, thank you, sir.
The younger
Like
generation's wild.
he is making good money on OnlyFans. I was like, oh.
No.
And he said the feet pages be going crazy. He was like, people like all kinds of stuff. I was like, I heard about the feet. He said, them feet pages be making money. G.
No.
Love feet pages. And he was like, well, what you gonna do? He was like, you ain't gotta show your face. It's a whole bunch of stuff you can do without showing your face. And he showed me all the stuff he do without showing his face. I was
I
like,
could make so much money on there. Could you
and
imagine?
he says that you can make good money. I said, I feel like that's the universe telling me to go ahead and do it. Like you already been talking about it all week.
Do you
And
really
then
want
lo
to
and
do that?
behold, it's like an opportunity dropped off the sky.
Do you want to? You could.
I thought about it. I really thought about it. But I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, whatever. Have you ever heard the story about the Catholic Church kicking these two kids out because their mom do OnlyFans to pay for their tuition?
No.
She got kicked out, and then somebody else, a teacher got kicked out just recently because they found her OnlyFans, and she like, well, if y'all pay me more, I wouldn't have to do OnlyFans. But
Yeah.
yes, like, and so this is my thing. Which one of y'all daddy saw me on OnlyFans and told us go? Because I know your daddy told. I know your daddy told. So
Damn,
yeah, but OnlyFans
I'm
ain't no joke.
dumb. Should have done that. Should have went
I
that
feel like
bad.
that's the universe saying, opportunities knocking, Angie. What do you want to do?
I
Hello, everybody
mean,
in the chat. Just go ahead and put your questions in there, whatever question you have. And I until Keena gets on live because she's on her way. But until Keena logs in, I will man the chat until she get here. So just let me know. Look, Lord said It's easy money. Exactly. And you ain't gotta show your face. Listen. I think this voice is very distinctive. I don't want people to be like, wait, is that Angie? Because like I've been working at my other job, my full-time job, I've been working it um remote. And so a lot of people I've never met, I've only heard their voice. So the
Uh-huh.
other day I went into the building for an event that we were having and I
Mhm.
could hear voices and I was like, oh, that's such and such. I don't want people to be like, hey, that's such and such from exactly.
OnlyFans would give me way too many problems.
The other thing is
First
the
of all,
things
my
that he be doing
dad.
on OnlyFans, you ain't gotta have no voice for that at all.
At that, I have two dads. I have a dad and a stepdad.
Exactly.
They'd be on me. They're already on me like a hawk. Like, can I breathe? So it's like too many problems for me personally.
Nana said, not Naya Shanice said, not voice. Listen, I can hear voices, and the people will be like, listen, and my voice is distinct. They'll be like, is that A5says or OnlyFans? No, thank you. No, thank you.
How do you hear voices? You probably also hear voices in your dreams too when people are
Oh yeah,
talking to
I hear
you.
I actually hear my guys talking to me. Like we're talking, that's how we communicate back and forth. I hear them audibly in my ear.
I think that is one thing I need to work on because I had dreams. I had dreams. This dream, like a boyfriend, he was talking to his brother, and they were so negative. And then I heard his mom and his brother, and then I saw clearly my negative 10 of swords negative thinking card in the dream with it, and I saw chameleon green turning black.
Hmm. Adapting to their environment. Usually when I see like some people call it code switching, but kind of adapting to your environment or changing who you are to match who they are and not being your authentic self. And so sometimes people will do that. And I understand that you don't talk to everybody the same way. Like the same way you talk to your boyfriend, you wouldn't talk to your best friend, you wouldn't talk to your mom, you wouldn't talk to your boss. But
Right.
some people completely change who they are and just go along with like group think and go along with whoever is available or who's ever they're with. And so there's a difference. But if I see a chameleon, to me, that's you switching who you are to match your environment, either
Mm.
because you don't want to be noticed or because you want to just, you know, fall in with everybody else and be just one of. So it just depends on, like, I would look at the next card or the rest of what they're saying, or I would be like, tell me more. So it depends.
Oh, wow. That's powerful. That's a really good tip too.
Yep. All right. So I don't have any questions in here. So I guess y'all ain't got nothing. Y'all don't have no questions to ask me. Hey, Colleen, how you doing? Terry T, Terry T, how's it going? I haven't seen you on here in a while. Do you have a question? If you have a question, put your question there. If y'all don't got no question, I can go and take a nap because y'all know I got to go to work tonight because they is throwing money at me again and I'm going in to get some more money. Do you see love coming my way? Gladys, it will be a love question. Lord help the child.
Oh.
Okay, Gladys, you're first up on the list. We'll see what it is. Let me get my cards out that have to do with love and get my attitude right because y'all know I love a love question.
Mm-hmm.
Manny, I don't tell you what how another person feels about you, Manny or Manil. I'll tell you, I'll give you a general love reading or I'll give you a general reading, but I won't tell you how somebody else thinks about you because for one, I don't have permission to tap into their energy and I think it's a little bit intrusive. It's kind of like reading their diary without their permission. You're asking me to give you somebody else's thoughts and if they wanted you to know, they would tell you. So I can either give you a general love reading or I can just give you a general reading, but I won't tell you how somebody else feels about you. Hey, Shauna. Okay, so Terry T, let me put his question there. Hey, Kay, how are you? Everything's going pretty good. We were talking about business opportunities, aka OnlyFans.
OnlyFans
Um,
dreams.
um, let's see, Yvette, I got you. Every last one of y'all in here about love. Like I'm going to your this is what I be trying to get y'all to understand. When I tap into your energy, I go to your God source and I say, what is for such and such is highest and greatest good. and you want me to go to your God source and be like, hey, do John love Susie? That's what you want me to ask. Like, I'm okay with asking that, but if the God, if your God, your higher power is in front of you, that's the question you want to know. Like, I'm okay with asking that. If this is your 15 minutes of fame and this is the question that you want me to ask, that's fine. But I'll be trying to take y'all to a higher power. Sometimes the reason that you're not finding love is because there's an issue you have to work with, and the only thing you want to know is when is some dick coming. That's all y'all be wanting to know. When is somebody gonna wrap me up in their penis? Okay, but if that's what y'all want to know, that's what I'll give y'all. Um, I can give you a general love reading. Um, if it doesn't tap for Nyla, is it Nyla? If it doesn't tap into his energy, so I can give you a general love reading, like a past, present, future, but I won't tap into his energy at all. So I have 4 people on the list thus far. Manil, I think I have you on there. That's 5 people. Kina is going to take over now with the list, so she'll let you know if you're on the list. Um, exactly. Those love readings. That's all y'all be wanting to know. Like, literally, if the Lord was sitting in front of you, that's what you would ask him. All the questions in the world you could ask, and you want to know if Susie loved John. I got you. Everybody wants to be loved. I understand that. But sometimes the question you need to ask is, am I ready to receive love? Because the problem isn't that love isn't out there, it's that you're not ready to receive love. One of the things I say all the time is 20 years ago, Angie wasn't ready for a marriage. 20 years ago, Angie wanted a wedding. She wanted a party. She wanted to kick it. She wasn't ready for a wedding. She was still very volatile. She was still very in her masculine energy, and she was still wanting to make all the decisions. Right now, I'll be like, where you want to go? What you want to do? You make the decisions, you whatever. I would just sit there and like a princess on a pedestal and do whatever you want to do. Because I am over it. Let me tell you, being the HNIC is not the business. I just don't like being in charge. Go ahead. You make all the decisions. Where we going to live? What we going to do? You can go ahead and make all them decisions because it's overrated. It's so overrated. And so, what I'm telling you guys is you have to realize your question shouldn't be, is love coming? Am I ready to receive love? What do I have to do to get from where I am now to where I'm ready to receive love? And so, when I go do your love readings, that's what I ask. What is for your greatest and highest good in love? Not does John love Mary? Because just because he loves you doesn't mean it's going to work out. I've been in love and loved a few people and it still didn't work out. That's not the question you have to ask. The question you need to ask is, am I ready to receive the love that I think that I'm ready, that I say that I'm ready for? And do I even know what kind of love I want? Have I defined what love means to me? Do you know your love language? So all of you who put those love questions in there, please be ready for that when I get to you, because I'm going to ask, do you know what your love language is? How do you want to be loved? What is it that you want that person to give to you to show you that they love you? Are you a person who likes to hear I love you, be shown that they love you? Like, are you a words or an action person? I need you to show me that you love me. You can tell me that you love me all day, but if you know on Wednesdays, that's my long day because I go live, and you make sure I have a Starbucks coffee or green tea lemonade from Starbucks, and you make sure I have a treat that you send me, then you know me, and that's your love language. You taking care of me. That's your action. That's you showing me that you love me. I'm a person who likes to see it, not hear it. You can tell me all day that you love me. Hell, I tell the Amazon driver that I love him every time he drop off my package. I got my new ice machine today. I love them, but you know what I'm saying? We overly use the word love, so everybody needs to know what your love language is. All right, Keenan. So put the first person up. Oh yeah, I have a hard 2 hour limit today because I have to go to work later. So at 5:30, we're done. Kina will
Got it.
know when to shut the live down. So 5:30, we're done. Thank you, Miss Yvette. That is such a nice thing to say. She said Angie is such a vibe. And I'm just being
Mhm.
honest. People. These are questions that I had to ask myself. Like, Angie, are you ready for love? And then before I even got to asking myself, my higher power was like, I don't think you're ready, Angie. I'll be like, excuse me, I am genteel and perfect. What do you mean I'm not ready? They was like,
Yeah.
absolutely, you're not.
No, I definitely got kicked in the butt this morning. I keep getting kicked in the butt this morning about love. It's like, can you, first of all, have you cleansed your aura enough to forgive yourself enough and your memories to be present and not bring that baggage into, first of all, your relationship with your parents if they're alive. If you have people who are alive, like your other siblings, go love them, go
Yep,
spend time
yep,
with
yep,
them.
yep.
You are not in lack.
And do you know what love is? Like, what does that look like to you? Again, what is your love language? And then the other thing that my guides have been working on me with is like it. What is the reason that you feel you need such an outside love? You need to love yourself enough that you don't have to get it from somebody else. Like I post pictures of me all the time from the past, and I'll be like, I love her so much because if I don't love me, then I can't tell somebody else how to love me. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah,
problem may not be that that person doesn't love you. You may not know what, you know what I'm saying, what kind of love you want. And so what they're giving you is their best, but you don't know what you want in love. Like what makes sense to you.
right.
And so you don't know how to receive it, you don't know what it looks like. And if you don't know what love looks like, somebody like if somebody goes out and be like, oh, I brought in dinner, why you pick dinner, you didn't ask me what I want. So now you've started an argument, but they're showing you love. Do you know what love looks like to you? Do you understand what that means? And so but I'm ready, Kenny. You could put the first person back up. Miss Gladys, are you still here? Gladys Trotter. You said, do you see love coming my way? So are y'all ready for this one? All y'all in the chat, it's I see 14 or 15 people that are in the chat. So please make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, all those things. I mean, we taking donations and everything. Somebody said send these
Yes,
girls to Bali, and I'm like, hey, I'm with it. Go
I'm
ahead, send me
ready.
my cash app.
Do you know how
If I
much we can
said,
broaden in Bali? Like her energy, you can tell. We just started streaming, what, a week,
yeah,
like 2 weeks
this is our
together,
third time. Oh
our
my
third
God.
time, and
Yeah.
we just connected, and we would just give out so much positive energy
All
with
right,
ease.
people. So Miss Gladys, Keena, you don't have Gladys up. Keena, what is you back there eating? Keena is back to probably eating, just having a full meal. Okay, do you see love coming my way? I can ask the pendulum. Keep trying to. What you eating, Keena?
I did
Keena
pull
said
cards
she.
for Gladys.
You did pull cards.
Yeah,
Okay, you can go ahead, but let me say this one thing. If you guys didn't get a notification, please check your notifications on Facebook. They may have changed the algorithm because Keena says she didn't get a live notification, and a lot of people didn't get a live notification. I just shared it out on Facebook so you would know that we're here, but a lot of people are saying they're not getting their YouTube notifications. So please make sure you check your YouTube or whatever and see. Can you get something that? Oh, dang, no. Mm-mm. um to make sure that you're getting the notifications. But go ahead, Michelle, you can go ahead and do her.
so I the first cards I got is that, yeah, you have your perception of love that's coming, but it's just something that's masked, and you're just uh I think you're just looking too much externally, like, who is it, that guy, is it this person, is it this person. I think once you really start to just let it go and just trust your own path, you'll allow you'll allow a version of love to come in your life, but it's more so still going to teach you to, if you're balanced or not. So love is there for you, Gladys, but right now just allow friendships to just, the best way I can put it, it's just that there's just a lot of, I think, baggage that you're holding, I feel, when it comes to love, that allow people to show up with masks. I guess it's the best way I can put it. It's like sometimes people, they want to talk to you and tell you the truth, but it's kind of hard for them to open up because they don't know how you would respond. Because I did get the vibe from your higher self. It's kind of like, it's funny that you're asking when you clearly know, like, yes, there is a love in your life. And I mean, I think we all have our blind spots when it comes to love. But I feel that if you allow your right now, it's just really important that you prioritize your emotions and understanding what your emotions make you happy so you can understand the people uh, allowed to receive the love that is already on your path. So that's what I have so far for Gladys.
Um, okay. So immediately when I read the question, I got a no, but I'm gonna show you what the pendulum said, and I'm gonna calibrate it right on here. So this is my pendulum. This is a very not the very first. This is my second pendulum, and I want you to see it. So I'm gonna ask my pendulum. Show me a no. So this is my no. It goes back and forth like a clock, right? Stop.
Mhm.
Okay. So then show me a yes. So my yes is a circle. You see the circle? Okay, so stop. So Gladys, I want you to see this. Is Gladys ready for love? And I gotta know. And so
Right.
when I ask why, because I asked a follow-up question, they show me an image. They show me a little girl, the inner you, the little girl you, and she's in jail. She's in a prison. She's in a self-imposed prison. It's like you looking in at your younger self and you're in bars, you're behind bars, and there's a little slot in there. You're trying to break the bars out, and the little girl, her mouth is covered. So either you had a personal trauma in your youth, in your childhood that you're not telling us about because they're covering your mouth, and when you cover your mouth, there's a secret that you're not telling about your childhood. So you have a childhood trauma that carries over that you're not dealing with. And let me tell you how that manifests into your adult life and you don't know it. So I think bathrooms are gross, not in the way that just, it's a bathroom, they're gross, but in a different way. I have a real, like, bathrooms are really, really gross. So when I got older, I was writing my book, and during the time I was writing my book, I was going through all my memories, and I remember when I was about 4 or 5 years old, we were down south. We were at my dad's side of the family. We were with his visiting with his family. One of a family friends tried to molest me in the bathroom. He didn't. He did all the prep. He got ready to do whatever he was going to do and decided not to, and he let me leave. I repressed that memory, but all my life, bathrooms were gross to me. It didn't stop me from going to the bathroom, but there's no romance in bathrooms. There's no taking a candlelight bubble bath. There's no sex in the shower. Bathrooms are gross to me. But that comes from a trauma that happened to me when I was 4 years old. I carried it all the way through my life. Yeah, I've said I've gotten over it. Bathrooms are still gross to me. So something happened to you as a child because they show your mouth being covered, and I won't get into whatever it was, but you're not ready. You still need to heal that little girl and tell her she's worthy of love, that whatever happened to her was not her fault, and that she is okay. Another thing that they're showing me is that you're looking at her, but you're in a panic because you don't know how to save her, and you haven't recognized that that's you. It took me until my 30s to even remember the thought of what was happening, or to remember what had happened to me as a child. So we carry these things with us all throughout our life. And so what they're saying is, no, you're not ready for love because you don't recognize what it is. You think, like, have you even decided how you want what you want in love coming your way? Is love coming my way? Well, love could come your way in many ways. It could be family and friends. It could be love from your job. Are you asking for a romantic love? You have to be very, very specific in what you're asking for. I want a reciprocal love. Remember, I used to just say I want to be in love, and then you fall in love with somebody who's not available, or you fall in love with somebody who's not in love with you, or you fall in love with someone where you two can't be together. So you have to be specific. I want a reciprocal love where we're both in a stage where we're ready to give and take, where we understand what love is like. And they're telling me you're not ready for love because you haven't healed that little girl, and the trauma that she's gone through. And because I was gonna do a past, present, future on you, and they just showed me your past, and they wouldn't let me go any further. And so they're saying you're not ready for it. You think that you're ready for it because love to you is sex. Sex is love. You're thinking like, oh, if they desire me, they think I'm pretty, they wanna, have sex with me, that's love to you. And Spirit is saying there's a lot more to love to it, and you just aren't ready for the give and take of it, the cooperation of it. And once you heal those things, then you'll be ready. So no, I do not see love coming for you. in the next 6 months, because I do put a time frame on it. Is love coming for Gladys in the next 6 months? And the answer is no. But I do see you maybe working with a therapist or working even on yourself in meditation and trying to heal those, calling in your higher power. One of the things I heard from Friday's live with Julie and her special guest was ask for divine healing, ask for divine help. Sometimes I'll ask for my higher power, but I forget to say the divine. And sometimes we think that it's a given. You're asking for your higher power, but sometimes you have to ask for the divine. And so I now have been, like I want to connect to my divine, a divine connection, a divine understanding. And so what you need to do is connect to your higher power and work on healing that little girl's trauma so that she know that she's, one, worthy of being loved, two, that she's ready to be loved, and three, what love is outside of physical touch. Okay. So that's what I have for you, Miss Gladys. And I hope that helps. I hope it did not cause any trauma. And I hope that helps you to move forward in your situation. They do show me you as a workaholic. I don't know if you're a Capricorn or not, but they show me you as a workaholic and you working really, really hard to kind of divert your attention off of love or divert your attention off of one thing to another thing. And so I think that you're working hard to keep from dealing with your emotions. A lot of times we don't want to get to know us, and so, in an effort not to get to know us, we'll get in everybody else's business. Well, how are you doing this? And when are you going to do that? And you should be doing this and you should be doing that. So, I think the way that you divert yourself from trying to get to know you or understand what your thoughts and emotions is and why you have the belief system that you have is that you work really hard and keep yourself busy mentally so that you don't have to deal with the emotions. Okay. So they do want me to tell you to just kind of relax a little bit and get into some meditative energy, even if that's just listening to some music, if that's just listening to raindrops, all those things. I have so many different meditations that I listen to that help me for whatever reason. If I want to calm down about my money situation, then I do one. If I want to, just sometimes I'll do drum beats. Whatever I'm called to, I'll ask my higher power, what do I need to do in order to connect to you? What is my next step in order to get from where I am now to where you want me to be, or to get to my purpose, or to get to, to wait productively? You have to ask your questions. I think you guys forget this is a co-creation. This is not a dictatorship. You are not Pinocchio, and God is not Geppetto just doing whatever you want them to do. They want you to co-create. What is it that you want? Ask and you shall receive. You have not because you ask not. Okay. So who's next, Keena? Fiction or fiction? Oh, I like that. Keena will add you to the list and she'll let you know when you're next. Who's next, Keena? I love all the people in the chat. Thank you guys. Terry T. Yes, it is. Okay, so what is it that you want to know about the event, Terry T? Yeah, I don't click. Oh, I don't click the button, and there's something going on in the background. I don't even know. Are you asking? Like, are you asking us? I'm just gonna give Terry T a general reading. You can go ahead. Terry T is one of our regulars who
Mhm.
usually comes in on me and Don. Oh, just a general. Okay, he said just a general. So you can go ahead and do a general for Terry T. I'm gonna find some different cards. I feel like this isn't right. Hey, Caitlin or Kaylin, you have not. Terry T, what you been doing? You've been working hard, or you mentally pulling yourself together after your parents came to visit way back in June or July? You still getting your life in order after they came to visit? Was it heavy on your mind?
So I got the Sun card, which is the strength card, and I sense a lot of harmony, things going your way. I also get the Hermit card. So it's just like maintaining meditation, allowing people to understand your space, your boundaries when it comes to prioritizing your health. And then I get the Six of Fire victory. So just maintaining your strength and communicating your boundaries and just allowing yourself to maintain that integrity with your routine. What do you do day to day? Yeah, I just sense a lot of harmony, a lot of good things your way when it comes to like love and work and self. Yeah, I don't get really much other than that. I get
So
a lot.
they're telling me I don't need the cards, and I have a lot of history with Terry T. So a lot of
Mhm,
what I'm gonna say, Terry T will know because of other readings. So
mhm,
in the past, I usually see Terry T climbing up the ladder. So they show me a nine of swords. That's the one where you're in your head, you can't sleep at night, you got all these thoughts that are plaguing you. Your ladder is no longer going up. Your ladder is bent, and you've made your ladder a bridge over troubled water. But what they're telling me is that your bridge is over. The troubled water is a mirage. There's no troubled water to be over. You've halted your kind of climb up by breaking your bridge. Like your bridge, like the divine had your bridge going up. You were on a trajectory to go up. You were climbing the ladder. Your thoughts are so powerful that they've taken your bridge that was going up and they've bent it and made it go this way. So now you're no longer climbing up, you're going this way, and it's a bridge from one level to the next level. So you're at a lateral level. You're no longer going up, you're going across. And it says bridge over cover troubled water, but they're showing it to me. Have you ever seen those paintings on the ground where it looked like it's a hole in the ground or it looked like it's something else? And if you walk over it, it's kind of like a mind game. The word I'm hearing is mind fuck. Like you're really screwing your mind up with all these thoughts that people are doing things to you, or like you're overly analyzing situations to the point where it's kind of paralyzing you, and it's kind of slowing down your progress. And so instead of going up, you're going this way because you worry a little bit too much about how people think about you and what they say about you. And so they're saying, like, I see your bridge, your ladder trying to rise back up, but you're so heavy laden in your thoughts about how people perceive you that you're holding your bridge down and you're keeping yourself from moving up. And they're saying if you're just a little bit more carefree in your thoughts, and don't give so much of a care about what other people do, just do your job, be unapologetically you. And the thing they're saying is you haven't really totally figured out who unapologetically you is. A lot of times we advance emotionally, physically, spiritually, and we're a new person, and we haven't adjusted to who that new person is. So I definitely feel like you're a new person, but you haven't totally figured out who that person is and how to
mhm,
adjust in that person. So you're not unapologetically you yet. And you're still trying to figure out, how am I supposed to act in this situation? How am I supposed to act? And again, I do get, in some settings you have to be a little bit different than you are in other settings, but be authentically you in every setting. Whatever that is, just be you. One of the things that people will tell you is that I'm always authentically me. Like, if I like it, I like it. If I don't like it, I don't like it. I'm a person that has learned, because I used to always be a people pleaser. And so now I've learned to just say no. Like, yeah, I don't see that being in my wheelhouse. I don't see that being something that I want to do, or just declining offers where I would just go. Like, I hate bowling. And I can remember all of my 20s and 30s going bowling because that's what people want to do. And now people are like, you want to go bowling? No, I don't.
mhm. Yeah,
I
no,
just don't.
the nails.
I just don't like it. Like, it's just
Me
it's a
too.
totally boring game to me. Like, I
So
just don't like
boring.
it. And so I have learned to just say no. And what they're and I've learned how to do it without worrying about the consequence. Are they going to get mad? Are they going to think you can think whatever you want. I just don't want to do it, and I'm just not going to do it. And so at this point in my life, a lot of things are no's because I just don't want to do it, and I just don't have to do it, and I don't have to please you. Like when everybody else was in that traveling mindset, I was in my money stacking mindset, and I wanted to save money. And they'd be like, "Well, why you don't want to go? Because of COVID?" I just don't want to go. That's just not where I am. My focus is on saving money. And so I learned to say no, because I was a person who would go on a trip, spend all these hundreds of dollars, and then come back, and it take me 3 to 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks to get back on track for money that I spent on a trip that I knew that I couldn't afford, that I really didn't want to go in. I just didn't want to say no. And so I've learned to be like, no. Now I have the money. I just, if I don't want to go, I don't know. I don't go. And I just say no. And so it's you learning to authentically be you without consequence, without worrying about what people are going to say. People are going to say stuff about you either way, good or bad, happy, sad, however they feel about you, they're always going to say something about you. You have to get to the point where you don't care, or where it doesn't bother you in the decisions that you make. So that's what I'm saying for you. You're actually taking away your rise up and making a bridge over something. So it's not taking away your rise up, it's stalling your rise up. So instead of you going straight up, you're taking a scenic route. You're taking a harder route to where you need to go, and you're worrying about obstacles that are not there or that need not be your concern. Your only concern is, how do I get to my next level? So every single morning, you should wake up and ask your higher power, what do we have to do today to get me to my purpose? What do we have to do today to get me to my next level? What is it that I need to recognize today in order to make it to the next step? What is my next step? Not does Julie think that I'm mean because I didn't want to go to her because I didn't want to have one of the donuts that she made and she got 8 cats. Just no, I'm not gonna eat it. I'm not gonna have it. And so you just being able to say, I said, I understand the bridge metaphor, but y'all see a man beside me on that bridge. No, because you're still a little bit too worried about how people perceive you. You can't even authentically undress and be you who you are in front of somebody because you're worried about, is my hair like, is my hair right? Is my outfit right? Do I sound right? Am I funny enough? Does this person like me, or is he just playing? Is he just trying to have sex? Like, you're still too caught up in what people think about you. Listen, I will tell somebody no in a heartbeat. Absolutely not. It's just not gonna work. It's just not gonna happen. This dude sent me a picture of him topless, like our very first communication through text message. He sent me a picture of him with no shirt on, and he had one of those diabetes patches here where you monitor your diabetes all the time. First of all, that ain't sexy. Don't send me one of those pictures. And I don't have anything against him about having diabetes, but that's your sexy spec. You topless, and then you got a diabetes patch thing right here. You should have thought about that. You probably should have put a shirt on. Your first picture to me shouldn't be topless. That's just not where I'm at. And I was so turned off, and I never spoke to him again. I am okay with saying that I don't want to. I don't like this. I'm not gonna do it because at this point in my life, I don't have the time to be uncomfortable to make you feel good. Like, I understand compromise, but you have to be so clear about who you are that it doesn't bother you about what they think. Okay, if listen, I've had guys who will be like, who will offer all kinds of weird and crazy stuff, and I just say no because that's not where I am. You want somebody in a younger crowd who will bend over, shake it, drop it, pop it, and do whatever you want to do. That's not where I am. I'm past that. I'm in a more cool down, calm down state. I like to watch sports. I like to sit at home and chill. I like to watch TV. I like to cook. I like to go out. I like to do couple stuff. I'm not into all that other crazy stuff. And I'll tell you in a minute, I'm not impressed. That's just not it. Like I told you, we were talking about OnlyFans earlier, and one of my coworkers showed me his OnlyFans. He got some heavy equipment, but he had never had me dignitized. No, thank you. Not doing it. Not even looking at his hello. No, thank you, sir. You ain't got to invite me on. You ain't got to ask me over. No, that's just not gonna happen, sir. And he a young fella, which means that he's a little bit more virile than I think he needs to be. No, thank you. Absolutely not. But again, when you get comfortable in who you are, you can somebody else can be comfortable with who you are. If you're not comfortable with you, then I'm not going to be comfortable with you because you're a little weirdy weird or you're a little bit off center, and I don't know which is you. Is it your representative that I'm meeting? Is it who you think I want you to be? Or is it who you truly are? You're going to get Angie authentically every single way. And so you either like her or you don't. And if you don't, that's fine. Like I tell people all the time, everybody isn't going to like me. Everybody isn't going to want to date me. And I'm okay with that. The person that I'm supposed to date or the person that I'm supposed to interact with, I'll meet and we'll energetically connect. I don't have to force anything. And so that's the problem. A lot of people are so desperate for love or wanting a relationship so bad that they'll settle for anything. They'll say, I want tall, dark, and handsome, but they'll settle for short, stubby, and pervy because that's who approached them. Just because somebody approached you doesn't mean that that's who you have to take. People approach me all the time who are hell no, just an absolute. I'm not gonna do it. I can see what your intentions are, and being a person who's psychic and who can read. No, I'm not. I'm just not. I know that your intentions are good. I can see that you're married. I can see that there's a third party, and just being able to authentically say no. You don't have to take a drink for everybody who offers it. You don't have to take dinner from everybody who offers it. You can say no. The one guy who sent me his picture from the hospital, when he got out, he was like, "Hey, how you doing? Um, The same. I don't want to. No. Mm-mm. You are 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot on a banana peel. No, thank you. I'm not about to be a nurse with a purse. And so it's all in you. Yes. Say Yender. The list is still open. So for you, Terry T, on love, I think it's just when you decide to be your authentic you, love will find you. They can't find your representative. They need to find the authentic, true Terry T. And what they're showing me is that you're a tulip and you're blossoming. Like all of your outer shell is coming off and you're authentically becoming you. But what they show me is it pops out and then it goes back. It pops out, then it goes back. Like you'll peek out and then you won't. And then you'll peek out and you won't. There's a guy at work named I can't remember his name, but he is authentically himself and we love him. You love him or you hate him. He either get on your goddamn nerve or you think that he is the greatest ever. And sometimes he does both. But he's authentically him. You don't have to worry about who you're gonna get. You're gonna get high energy, over the top, super happy, super joyful, all the thing, all the time. He's the same person. Even when he's in a bad mood, he's the same person. But he's authentically who he is. And so when you decide authentically who you are, your true love can find you. That's a problem. You have to authentically be who you are so that your higher power knows who to send to you, because they could be sending your love to who you are representing to be, and that's not who is for you. Okay. So that's what I see, Terry G. But again, once you decide to authentically be you, your ladder will start to ascend up. Right now, it's not saying that you're not going to have growth. It's just saying you're taking yourself on a scenic path that you don't have to. It's like you're taking yourself through, you're taking yourself down Elm Street, and you don't have to go down Elm Street. You could just ascend to a higher level. All right.
That was good.
Um, Literally just gave this long speech about love and dating, and the first thing you want to ask me is about a 2 year relationship. We'll get to that when we get to it. Who's next, Keena? Who's next, Keena? You're welcome, Terry T. But I do feel like your December trip is going to be better because I feel like you're connecting with your family on a higher level. Like I feel like the more you see them, the more they get used to you, the more you get used to them, and you recognize that there's no tension. It's like a little bit more calming. So I do feel like your December trip is going to be a lot better. All right. Is there a new guy coming in my life? Yvette. Okay. You can go ahead and do her. I'm gonna do the
Okay, Beth.
pendulum again. Is a new guy coming for Yvette in the next six
Um,
months? The answers.
sense that I don't know. I think maybe you're still in a lot of heartbreak and trying to make yourself obsessed. Else, but you do need to focus on your heartbreak with yourself and have a
I think Michelle is a little bit frozen. So we'll wait and see if it clears up on its own. And if not, then we'll keep going forward. I am doing a special spread for you, Miss Yvette, because I don't want to do a traditional one. I'm doing a little bit. I'm taking one of my 3 card spreads and I'm doing a little bit different. So let's see. I'll add you to the list, say Yendra. But I'll do a regular general reading. I'm not gonna tell you about something that happened 2 years ago. Like, come on now. If you're still stuck on something that happened 2 years ago, it's a you thing, not a them thing. Like if you're still with this person, you're still wondering if they did something to you 2 years ago, you need to let this person move on because you're just holding them hostage in this relationship because you haven't let it go. Either you're going to forgive them and move on or you're not. And at this point, you're holding them hostage. And I wouldn't want to be in a relationship with you. I wouldn't want to deal with you if you're still asking me about something that happened 2 years ago. Either you're going to let it go or you're going to move on. But you are, I'll add you to the list. Keena, go ahead and add her to the list because I think you do need to hear a word. But it's not about what happened 2 years ago. For Yvette, When I ask about the love coming your way, again, I gotta know, and I asked in the next 6 months. But the reason that I am asking, I asked the special three card that I'm doing for you is what you need to focus on, what you need to let go, and spirits, and what is advice from spirit. So what you need to let go of, they showed me two things. They showed me one, you wanting to be in control of everything, and two, waiting for the other shoe to drop. It's like you get into a relationship or you get into some situation and it may be going okay and you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're always overly analyzing. Well, he said he was going to call me at 5 o'clock. It's 5:15. Is he out with somebody else? Is he cheating on me? Is he texting somebody else? Does he not like me? Like you go from 0 to 100 very quickly. And so you don't even give them a chance to try and, you know what I mean, to try and figure out like, oh, maybe he is late for work or maybe he's in traffic or whatever. You immediately go from 0 to 100 and start thinking all these things. Now, you may be warranted in thinking those things, but what they're saying to me is that you really want to be in control a lot, and that you are not really and that you really need to get over waiting on the other shoe to drop. You need to 100% authentically come into a relationship with a clean slate. My last person may have cheated on me, but when I come into the relationship, I don't automatically think that this person is going to cheat on me. I go by the vibes or what we're going together. Yes, I do understand behavioral patterns, but I don't automatically assume if he didn't call me back at 5:15 that he's cheating on me. I go by your pattern. You show me how you treat me. You show me how what value add to your life by the way that you treat me. If you routinely tell me you're going to text me back or call me back and you don't, now I know there's a pattern, and I have a reason to believe that maybe there's somebody else, or maybe there's something more important to me. I'm not going to automatically think that and heap that coal on the relationship before I get in a relationship. So the one thing they said you need to let go of is one, waiting on the other shoe to drop, and two, trying to be in control of the situation. But the reason you're in control of the situation is because you don't want to get hurt. If I control everything and I decide what decisions were made, I decide how this relationship is going to go, then I don't worry about you cheating on me. No, what you're going to do is repel somebody, because a relationship is give and take. You don't go into your office telling your boss what you're going to do every single day or how you're going to do it. It's a give and take. Every situation is a give and take. Every situation is a relationship. Your work relationship, your friendships, your family, those are all relationships, and each one of them have to be nurtured differently. And you can't go in thinking that if you control every single aspect of it, you'll keep yourself from getting hurt. No, what you're doing is hurting yourself before they have a chance to hurt you. I'm going to heap coal on this. I'm going to keep all the love out before they try to hurt me, before I get attached. But the thing is, you do get attached. You do want to you get attached to what you want the relationship to be, not what it is. So you decide, okay, I'm going to control everything. And in controlling everything, you think that you're controlling the narrative of what the relationship is like. But what you're doing is setting up in your mind what you want the relationship to be. And you're living that relationship instead of the reality of what's actually happening. And so you have a lot of misconceptions about love and about romance. And the first thing you want to know is, when am I going to have somebody else? When am I going to have somebody else? Are you dateable? If you met you right now, would you date you? Do you think that you're the person that needs to be dated? Am I okay to be dated? Am I a person who is ready to be loved? Like if my son met me or met somebody like me, would I want him to date me? Am I okay for that person, or do I have a couple things that I need to work on? Have I not defined what love looks like to me? Do I not know what I deserve? Like, do I know that if I tell you, I mean, if we have an agreement or we make this cooperative thing, then that's what we need to stick to. You need to follow the actions, not your mental thoughts from your hurts. A lot of times, the first thing we want to say is, "Well, I was hurt in the past." We were all hurt in the past, honey. I fell down walking one day, but that don't mean I stopped walking forever. That don't mean that every time I walk with a cane. That don't mean that every time I walk, I look down at the ground. I still propel forward and keep my head up. Stop using your past hurts and your past relationship as a way to say, oh, well, that's why I'm like that. That's why I'm like that. That just means that you're using an excuse. So many things happen to us in our life and we get over them and we move forward. You're using this as an excuse to be like, oh, okay, this is why I'm unloved. You're unloved because you haven't decided who you want to be in love. I know what kind of person I am in love. You either accept it or you don't. but I'm not going to go in there and each time heap my past hurts on somebody else. We have to learn to grow from those hurts. What lesson did you get from that? Instead of you saying I had a heartbreak in the past, what did I learn from that? Maybe I learned, you know what? That I don't like to be treated this way, that I don't like to be waiting, that I don't like, for you to make me promises and not keep them. Maybe I don't like to be the breadwinner. Maybe I don't like to be the person who's dating somebody who's this. Maybe I don't want to be a build a bear workshop. I don't want to always have to build you up and wait for you to get where you need to be. There was a lesson in that. Did you consult with your higher power, or did you just say, oh, this person broke my heart and the next person go pay for it because I'm gonna make sure they don't treat me just like that person? Did you go to your higher power and say, you know what was I supposed to get out of that situation? Why did this happen to me? What is it that I'm missing? How do I move forward in love so that I'm ready to receive in my next relationship, so that I don't go through this situation again? Did you unpack that last relationship to the degree that you got whatever you were supposed to get out of it so that you can move on? A lot of times we hurt our own healing. Our higher power is putting aloe on it and giving us a new skin, and we're steady peeling it back by saying, oh, I was hurt, he broke my heart, he broke my heart. People break my heart all the time. People do stuff to me all the time. I move on. I get my lesson, and that's a problem. You all aren't getting your lesson. Shauna Sellers has a very good video called "Victim Mentality." I don't have the link to it, but if you go on her, she's one of the people in my that I subscribe to. She's Naturally Divine Goddess. If you go on there and look at her victim mentality, a lot of times we'll make ourselves victims in situations that we don't need to be because that's all we know. We hold on to the hurt because that's familiar. I'm going to hold on to this pain. I'm going to hold on to this hurt. I'm going to hold on to this anger. I'm going to hold on to all these things because that's familiar. That's what I know. I know pain. I know tears. I know sadness. I know rejection. So I can hold on to all those things and say all those things are the reasons why I can't move forward. Those are excuses, honey. You can move forward. So stop saying that your past heartache is who want me to take my shirt off? Wait a minute, how much y'all paying for me to take my shirt off? Somebody said A5 says shirt off. Let's declare it.
Fair enough.
Hello? You about to pay me to take my shirt off? Hold on. Listen. I feel like that's another thing to say. Go ahead and start that OnlyFans. I think I'll be playing. But again, that's the one thing that
Oh
they're
my
saying that you need to let go of. And so the one thing that you need to focus on that I asked for, you have a
God.
lot of options. You have a lot of options on how to move forward. So what do you need to focus on in love? It just in general in your life, you have a lot of options. How can I move forward? Do I need to go through a therapist? Do I need to go to a group? Do I just need to meditate? Do I need to write in my journal? Do I need to have a better connection with my higher power? Do I need to recognize the lessons from a relationship? How do I move forward in prosperity? How do I proactively move forward and release the hurt? How do I release the hurt? That may be one thing you need to do. How do I identify what the hurt is? Because the one thing that you think may be hurting you may not be the thing that's hurting you. You may think that what's hurting you is that this person cheated on you. What may be actually hurting you is, why do I feel unworthy of love? And so this person cheated on me. And so I keep finding people who are going to continue to cheat on me and continue to feel that prophecy of, I don't think that I need to be loved, or I'm not worthy of love. A lot of times we have to recognize what's going on in our life. Like I had to recognize that a lot of the masculinity in my life is because there were no males in our life who were stepping into that role. And so a lot of the person that you got was the man that I needed to see. I needed a dad, he wasn't there, so I became the man that I needed to be in life, and I left a little girl in me back there. She still needed to be loved, but because there was nobody to love her in that masculine way, I became that masculine energy. And so as I unpeeled those layers in my life, I realized, okay, you still need to go back and tell her she's okay. You still need to go back and love her. You still need to go back and give her everything that she needs. Okay. And so you write in your journal, but are you honest in your journal? Listen, sometimes, listen, my journal is exact. I cuss, I fuss, I tell the Lord I'm not happy, that things are not going right. I am authentically me. A lot of times people get in their journal and they're still wearing their mask. They're still being unapologetically not who they are. In my journal, me and the Lord go at it. It's the clash of the titans. What the F is what I ask my guides all the time. What is going on? Why am I going through this? What is the purpose of this? What lesson was I supposed to get from this? Can you untie me from this person? How do I break the bonds to heartache? Like you can release whatever no longer serves you. Your higher power is always trying to tear those things out, but they're so familiar to you that you hold on to them and you won't let them go. So
They're so familiar to you that you hold on to them and you
authentically
won't let
say,
them go.
I
They're so
release all that no
familiar.
longer serves me. And allow the universe to remove all those things from you. So I'm gonna pull one more card for you, Miss Yvette, and that's gonna be advice for spirit regarding love. So let me see what advice from spirit is for you regarding love. And I got the Knight of Cups. There is a passionate love coming your way, but you have to learn how to love you first. If I could wave my little magic wand right here and tell you, oh, I'll give you the exact love that you want. What does you want? You want to be tall, you want to be short, you want to be dark, you want to be light, you want to be funny, you want to be athletic, you want him to be smart, you want to be nerdy, you want him to be a sports fan, you want him to be somebody who loves culture. What is it that you want in your love? Do you even know how to define your love? Do you know what you want in love coming back, or do you just want somebody who's going to lay next to you like a lump of coal? I am very strategic and specific and intentional in what I tell my guys I want from them, because you can get any man to come lay to you, any guy can come up to you. Willie Lump Lump from the street can always be available. I'm never at a no on suitors. It's what do I want? Is this person worthy of my time? And when you decide that you are the person who decides who gets in your time and you teach people how to treat you, then you'll attract the love. Until then, you'll just keep getting anybody, because you said is a new guy coming my way. Not is the love of my life coming my way. Not is the person I'm going to spend my forever with. Not even is somebody like you. You have no definition of what love is for you. You just want somebody to lay next to you. If you just want some sex, then you just listen. OnlyFans will just give you some sex. Amazon will sell you some sex. They got some little gadgets that'll get you right in order. So you have to define what it is that you want. Do you just want a guy, or do you want a love? Like I always say, my forever. I'm waiting on my forever love to come. The
Mm-hmm.
person who I want to spend the rest of my life. When people ask me how why I've never been married, I haven't found anybody I want to spend the rest of my life with. Like it ain't just because ain't nobody asked me. Even if you did, the answer is absolutely not. You're not. We're not ready for that. I'm ready for my forever. I'm looking for my forever. So have you defined what it is that you're looking for in love? Exactly, like a bump on a log, because you'll get, listen, the universe is always telling you yes. It's always trying to give you yes, but if you just want a new guy to come later you next to you, any new guy will come for you. But are you defining what you want that guy to be? Romantic, outgoing, family centered, wants kids, doesn't want kids, likes to travel, don't like to travel. I met this guy and we were totally opposite. After our first phone call, I immediately told he was like, "Well, you can I talk to you later?" I said, "No." We are totally opposite. We don't like anything the same. You don't like to travel. The only way that you do travel is by car. You're in your 50s. You've never been on a plane. You refuse to get on a plane. You only like soul food. You expect your wife to come home, cook, clean, and work and take care of you. He was very, very distinct on the kind of foods he liked. He didn't like to try new things. He didn't like to go out. Our lifestyle was totally different. And after that one conversation, I just said, I just don't think that we are compatible with each other. No, and I moved on. I didn't even try to force it. I didn't even try to move forward. I wasn't desperate in love. And I said no. He was a nice gentleman, but he was very set in his ways because he was already in his 50s. And I knew I wasn't going to change him. And I wasn't about to fight with him. And what I am not is Betty Crocker, honey. We have fast food Friday every week at my house. And sometimes that's fast food Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because mama works.
Right.
Her mama just doesn't have time to cook. And so you have to decide what you take. A lot of times we'll ask God for a certain kind of love. Again, I want tall, dark, and handsome, but I'll take short, stubby, and creepy because that's who approached me. The Lord is trying to see, are you really ready for love, or are you still going to take anything? I could have the love of your life sitting over here, but have you recognized that this person doesn't have the characteristics of what you like? Well, I know he yell and cuss and fuss all the time, but he still kind of sort of want to be with me. Nah. So That's all I'm saying. Keena telling me I need to hurry up. I'm talking too much. So who's next, Keena?
That was so good though.
Can I have a general love? You can go ahead. Y'all is killing me on these love readings. Listen, y'all just sitting in y'all house lonely. Do y'all know sports is on right now? That's a good way to meet a man. Love sports. I love sports. And you know what? It's actually yeah, because some guys be like, "Oh, you watch sports?" Yeah, I do watch sports.
Mhm. Hello.
Y'all is killing me on these love readings.
I love seeing the dark magic in sports.
You said the dark magic in sports.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
You don't know. What do you
No,
mean?
tell me more. Tell me
Okay,
more.
there is an AI Jesus on Twitch literally just affirming for like LeBron. I thought it was like, oh, it's like a little Jesus AI and I'll answer these deep questions until I was like, it's bugged and it's just repeating like LeBron, like him focusing on his like peace and like his focus and like, oh my God. It's like so my
Uh-uh.
brother, he can go off about it. Yeah,
Mm.
I'm telling you. I even
I
had one.
did notice. So on Friday, I was watching because I watched the Gail show. I don't even know what the real
Huh?
name of it is, but Gail, she's on in the morning, one of the morning shows. Gail, gosh, why can't I think of her last name? But anyway, Oprah friend Gail. So I
Uh-huh.
watch her every morning, and she was talking about how they're taking AI and making videos off of her. Like they had her promoting some gummy vitamins, and she said that's not me, y'all. And then I think that the Forrest Gump guy, what's his name, who played Forrest Gump, said that
Hanks.
there was a get Tom Hanks was saying that they were making AI generated things about him, and that wasn't him, and people are literally making AI and it's just fake. So be careful. Even
Yeah, I'm
what you
telling
see
you.
online is not true.
Exactly. 100%. AI
Love
is
is in the air for Halloween, but a lot of people are already putting their costume on and they're not even truly and authentically who they are.
crazy.
Like y'all do realize I can see. Listen, I've done these readings and I've been in all kinds of situations. I've been in people's dominatrix chambers. I've been in like people's little impotency situations. Like I've seen it all. So when you ask me about love, recognize the spirit is showing me who you are in love versus what you're trying to portray to other people. So I ask for your authentic you. But you can go ahead and do Nyla
Yeah.
or Nayla. Now, is it Nayla? Looks like Nayla.
Nayla.
Yeah, okay.
So what I get for Nyla is that maybe you're kind of a little bit into deep. Like you say you're investing in yourself, and but it really takes more than a month. It takes for you to implement behaviors, it takes consistent routine, it takes consistency. Um, so there's still a lot of investing that you need to do, especially spiritually. Um, daughter of earth. It's just that right now I think it's like you're just trying to cover up your emotions, or you want to have these things because you really want to look good in front of people, and like I can understand that. But I think it's you're just trying to put a band-aid over your stagnating emotions. And there's nothing really wrong with stagnating emotions. It's just that you need to like not focus your energy on something like love when right now you don't have like the emotional capacity for love.
Is Nayla here? Because I got a question. Are you here, ma'am? I want to know, is this a relationship where you broke up and y'all getting back together? Because I get that you're trying to give a little payback to this person. I get a little karmic justice. Because I got the lover's card, but I don't think that you're authentically in it. You want to hurt this person like they hurt you. But I got the strength card, and you don't even have the strength to be mean to this person. You don't have this strength to be a payback. Is this a situation where you broke up and you got back together, or this person was unfaithful to you and y'all got back together? Or is this the rebound person after you had that situation? Because I get the justice card, but I get you trying to give the justice. So these are the three cards that I got for you. I got the strength card, I got the lover's card. Let me put them in the order. So I got the strength card first, then I got the lover's card, and then I got the justice card. And I got that you're trying to give out karmic justice. Like maybe, okay, this is the rebound person, and this person is paying for whatever happened in your past. Like I feel like you're trying to make this person buy you stuff and do stuff and treat you differently. You're trying to make this person treat you the way that the last person should have treated you, and you don't have the strength to be that person because it's not in your wheelhouse. It's unauthentically you. Like I don't feel good in my skin, I don't feel good trying to be this person. Like this would be me trying to be like maybe a biker chick or a bully person. I'm not a bully, and so I couldn't do a lot of the things that, like, those behaviors aren't becoming to me, so I don't know how to be those things. And what they're saying is it's unbecoming of you. You're becoming something that you shouldn't be because you're you're not authentically being who you are. I got the Queen of Pentacles, and what they're saying is what you really should be doing is trying to nurture your bag. You should be working on your abundance because those are the opportunities that are being put out there for you. Your overall energy is the Queen of Pentacles, and that's abundance,
Right.
abundance in blessings, abundance in things that's coming to you. You're focusing on love, but you're missing out on your bag. Exactly. And so the problem is you're trying to hurt somebody in this current relationship or make this person be what the last person wasn't to you. It's not fair to that person. It's not fair to you. It's uncomfortable for you. And that's why you're wondering how this person is reacting. Like, is this person going to walk away? I most definitely see this person walking away because you're being a little bit cruel, even though you don't like to be that way. Not necessarily cruel, but you're not being as nice. You're not being authentically you because I have to keep from getting hurt. I have to keep. You weren't ready to step into this new relationship when you came in. If this person is here for a good time, not a long time, and when I say a good time, like this is your bed buddy, this is your friends with benefits, this is your bang bang, give me what I need until I get over the hurt type situation, then let that be that person. But don't try to build a relationship with them. Your problem is just like she said, you immediately latch on and start writing your last name, writing their last name as your last name because you think that everybody is your potential love match, everybody is your potential husband, and they are not. Sometimes there's just lessons that you need to learn from this. Everything that I know about what I do want in a relationship, I learned from experiencing what I didn't want in a relationship. I don't like to wait. I don't like if you don't text me back when you say you go not when you say you're not going to text me back, or by the end of, if I text you and ask you how you're doing, it shouldn't take you 3 days to be like I'm good. That means that I am not important enough for you to respond back to what I said. People show you how they feel about you. And if you're coming out here asking me what's going on with you in your relationship, you know that there's something off. By the time you have to come to an online psychic to ask about love, you know that the issue is you. You know that the issue is something about the relationship, or there's something not right about the situation. And you're just hoping that I, in my left eye, see something different than what the Lord has already told you. The Lord has already spoke to you. They've already told you that this isn't right. They've already told you that your behavior is not good and that you are not being authentically you. If you're not ready to be authentically you, it's because you're still afraid of a hurt. It's because you didn't learn your lesson from the last situation. You didn't take time to unpack what happened. What happens after a loss of a game? They watch video footage. They understand what mistakes they made. They understand what how the other team was better or how they weren't ready for the situation, and they move forward with a game plan on getting better, not dwelling on the loss. Oh, we lost to them by 1 point because the kicker didn't do this. Okay, well, it should have never got down to just the kicker having to do his thing. Where was the defense? Where was the offense? What is it in this relationship that I need to do different or that I need to learn from that past experience so that I can be ready? Not so that I can make this person pay, not so that I can keep myself from being hurt and put up this wall so that I can be ready to move forward. Again, 20 years ago, Angie was volatile and you and her would have went toe to toe. We'd have argued all day. We might have fist fought. We might have pulled out some weapons. We might have been on cops. This Angie ain't got time for that. She gonna walk away from a situation so fast. Listen, if y'all ever seen Keena B, y'all ain't never seen Keena B live on here. And then I'd be like, I mean, we be up in the background talking. Then I'd be like, I'm about to go live. Keena disappeared like a magician. It's like now you see her, now she don't. That to me, walking away from a situation I'm not happy in, and that's the problem. A lot of you want physical touch so bad you'll just settle for anything. I'll just take whatever he gives me. I know he don't treat me right. I know he don't really like shit. I know I don't really like him. I'm just gonna take it because well, while you're doing that, you're forever the person that God wants you to have, the person that your higher power wants you to have is sitting over there marinating and you're not being with that person. You're prolonging what you should be having. So what you really need to ask is why am I so unhappy in this relationship? Why can't I move forward in positivity? You're still holding on to the negativity. You're still holding on to the hurt because it's at least something to hold on to. It's at least something to recognize. All of you are on here asking about love because you haven't identified how you want to move forward in love. You don't know how to receive love. And what you're doing is settling for any kind of love. And that's the problem. Stop settling for any kind of love. Even with my guys, oh, you're not gonna treat me like that. You're not gonna just tell me anything. You're not gonna just teaching me everything in pain. Like I tell my guys, sometimes you need to teach me in love. I'm not gonna learn everything in pain. And so I everybody gets the same treatment. You go treat me right, or we're not gonna work together. I will shut it down on my guys so fast and you won't even know what's happening. I am a person who needs to know that I am appreciated. And if you don't appreciate me, even in my work life, listen, y'all don't appreciate me, I ain't gotta be here. When I leave work at the end of my shift, they be like, "Thanks, Angie. We appreciate you. Thanks for coming in." I need to be appreciated. I need to know that I'm worthy in your life. And if your actions don't show me that, then I can move on. I don't need to have to cling on to you just to have a warm body to touch, just to have somebody to talk to. My peace of mind and my self worth is greater than that. So a lot of times you guys haven't found your self worth or you haven't found your voice to say, this is what I want. And so you'll take anything. But with this relationship, I don't see it lasting very long. But I do think that you need to work on your bank. You need to concentrate on your career or moving forward and gathering money because you're just not there mentally for the love relationship. Again, I see the lovers, but I feel like you're making this person pay with your own kind of karmic justice for things that the last relationship did. And remember, what goes around comes around. So even though you think that you're kind of healing yourself, you're just setting yourself up for more karma to come down the road. So who's next, Keena? You can go ahead. I'm gonna get my moonology cards for this one.
Okay.
Are you still here, Manil? Is it Manil?
Hmm.
Are you still here? Y'all got 1 hot hour. It's 6 people on the list, so in 1 hour we got to get through all 6 of them people.
Okay.
I don't know if Keena already got Shayna J on there or not. But listen, I got a hard 5:30 be done today because I got a lot of stuff to do
Right.
after.
So, it's, I think you want us to hear, or want, I think it's more so you want to hear, like, yes, there's love for you. We can have.
I think Michelle's a little bit frozen again, but that's okay. Technology is not being its best today, but we're gonna work through it. She'll be back in just a second. She'll just have to, kind of lower her page, and she'll be right back. But while we're waiting, Manil, I will try to read you. She said, "Be right back." See, listen, that means she has a good word for you, Manil. So you better be on here. Let me know if you're here so that I can go ahead and do this reading for you. She says she's restarting. Okay. All right. So Manil, do you are you still here? Because if not, we'll go to the next person. Are y'all like, sharing, comment, and subscribe? Are y'all enjoying this? Because y'all don't seem to be very vocal in the comments. Like I know I ain't saying nothing that's that inspirational or that out of the box that y'all just like, oh my gosh, she's so dramatic. And if I am, I'd like to know that y'all could just say that I am that dynamic. Like I'd love to hear that. Listen, didn't I just say I like to be appreciated? And your appreciation is like, share, comment, and subscribe, people. All right, Manil, you're here. Okay. So she will be back in a minute. She's just restarting her computer. And while I'm waiting on her, um, are you a very are you a moon center person? Because they're showing me they they one told me get on my moonology cards, and they two told me that you're affected by the moon a lot more than you might actually realize, and that this new moon will give you a lot of clarity on things that are happening in your life in general, not just about love. New moons for me are very hard. New moons are where you set your intentions. New moons are where there's new beginnings, but I think new moons are hard for me because I'm still working because the full moon is still pulling things out of me. So until the moon is completely void and you can't see anything, my the full moon is still pulling stuff out of me. I love a full moon and it doesn't bother me, but new moons bother me a lot because I think that it's still pulling out everything from the full moon. And so right now this has been a hard week because I've been a little bit tired a lot, but I know it's just the new moon that is coming up. But I said all that to say, Manil, that I think that you are very much um, um, affected by the moon phases, and you need to figure out what is it, how to deal with those. And I know that during the new moon I need to take a little bit more precaution. I need to get a little bit more sleep. I need to drink a little bit more water. I need to connect with my higher power more one-on-one, and I need to be a little bit more introspective and keep my thoughts positive. I have to stay positive during the new moon phases or when it's coming up to a new moon, because I'm setting my intentions. So are you setting your intentions for love, or are you just saying I'm lonely, and so you keep receiving lonely nights? And so a lot of times we don't recognize how our thought patterns change us and how our thought patterns draw us into whatever situation. You can go ahead, Michelle, and read for Manil.
Yes, so Manil, it's like right now, it's really important that you start to focus on investing your time with things, hobbies, and things that make you happy because it is going to help your positive energy. And you really have to put the effort to build a focus that helps your mental strength. What did you get?
I got new moon in Libra for this person, and it says a new romantic cycle begins. His moon, this person's
Ooh,
moon is in Libra. The new moon is in Libra, and it's a solar eclipse. So is it a solar eclipse? A solar eclipse, and so it's going to be even more powerful. So that for me lets me know that some good, like that's why they wanted me to use the moonology cards because he's very much connected to the moon. But go ahead.
wow. Yeah, I also get like the manifesting card and the magician man, the medicine man. So the only thing is that once you can build your mental strength and focus towards activities and putting yourself and new trying new things, you'll have more easily to feel confident in that magnetism that you're manifesting within yourself. But when you're focused too much, this is why I say like have some hobbies and focus on things that make you happy or trying new things to see if you like them. It's really going to help you not be so rebellious towards making this taking steps to where you want to go. So I was going to say something else, but I think I forgot.
That's okay. If it comes back to you while I'm reading, then that's fine. You could jump right in. I know how that is. Sometimes that's why sometimes I talk really fast because it comes so fast, and I'll
Right.
be like, I got to get it out. I got to get it out, or I forget, or anything. Listen, I'll see a little blurb on the side and be like, oh, and forget the whole reading that I had to do.
Exactly.
Okay, so for Manil, I got your commitment is being tested. That's the first thing I got is that your commitment is being tested. Are you committed to moving forward in love? Are you committed to recognizing who you are in love? Have you decided how you want to move forward in love? What do you represent? Are you a person who likes to be in control in a relationship, or are you a person who likes for them to make the decisions? Are you a person who's ready to settle down? Are you still looking for fun and adventure? Are you looking for a mix of both? What is it that you really want to do? I randomly picked up my guitar just 3 days ago, which I haven't used in 3 years. I've been playing since. It's very helpful. Yes, whatever it is that gets you out of your left brain. So this person said they've been playing their guitar and it helps. And I immediately see that, like, when you start playing your guitar, it puts you in a different headspace. It energetically calms you down and gets you in a meditative state. And that's a good time for you to just be like, I want to connect with my higher self. I want to connect with that divine entity that is my source of, or my higher power. That is a good time. A lot of times at my second job, because it's so repetitive and it's such a manual job, my guys will just be pouring into me, just talking to me, because I don't have to think. It's a repetitive thing, and I don't have to think, and I'm just open, and they can speak to me, I can receive, and we can go back and forth, and we can argue, we can talk, we can have a come to Jesus meeting, we could do whatever we need. And a lot of times I'll see like somebody like sitting behind me, and I'll look, and there's nobody back there. That's my guide saying, I'm here. We can talk. I'm watching you. I got you. You have to recognize when your higher power is trying to talk to you. And what they're saying is a new romantic cycle is starting. That doesn't mean, calm down, that doesn't mean that you're going to meet somebody. It just means that you're mentally preparing yourself. I always tell people I have to mentally prepare. Tomorrow is the beginning of the work week. I have to mentally prepare this week, today, for the start of the work week tomorrow. And I automatically say, this is going to be a great week. This has to be a great week because anything else is unacceptable. I'm ready to have a prosperous week. I'm going to receive all the information this week that I need in order to get all my contracts done. I'm going to encounter people who are cooperative and we are on the same page for the final outcome or decision in what we're working on or whatever project. I set the tone for what I want the work week to be so that the universe can draw all those things into me. The universe is constantly looking to help you out and to move you forward. How do you want them to move you forward? In negativity, oh my God, I got to deal with John this week. He's just going to get on my nerves. I can't decide. He's always argumentative in the media. I was that person. So every single time I had a meeting with John, I would just be like, I want to bust this mother upside his head. But then I started saying before the meeting, this is going to be a great meeting. He's going to be cooperative. He's going to have all the information I need. He's going to get me to the resources that I need in order to move his situation forward because I'm trying to get his contract to the finish line and I need him to get me this documentation. So I started speaking positivity over the meeting before the meeting happened. And so when they say a new cycle in love is happening for you, it's just the beginning of you mentally preparing, you physically getting yourself to the point where you think that you're ready to receive love, you're ready to be touched, you're ready to move on, you're ready to encounter that soulmate because they are showing me a two of cups, but the two of cups is backwards, so I can only see the back of the card. It hasn't turned forward to me. They just let me know that it was a two of cups because we're preparing you, so it's slowly turning around. They're also showing me the Knight of Pentacles, which is the slowest moving knight in the deck. I used to be like, no, 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 I hate that night. But it's a dependable night. It's a patience. A lot of times the Lord wants us to have patience because either we're not ready or the person they're trying to draw us to isn't ready. So I'll let you take your time and get both of us ready. Maybe some things that I thought that I was over, I'm not over. Maybe some situations that I need to move forward on, I need to move forward on. Maybe I need to get this money or get this opportunity before this opportunity in love comes up because I'll be so drawn into love, I'll miss out on this opportunity. So I've learned to co-create with my higher power and be like, okay, this is what you want me to do. So what they're saying is a new cycle in love is coming for you. Mentally prepare for all the ways that it can happen. That could mean that you may not meet somebody for 3 to 4 months. Just you're getting ready for it mentally. You're ready to receive. You're in a place where you're not like this with your arms folded, like, well, you got to prove to me that you want me. You got to prove to me that you're ready. Until where you're in a space where you're like, oh, okay, I'm ready to receive. And so my arms are open wide and I'm ready to receive the love that you're ready to give to me. I'm not repelling it and making you prove to me because your guide will say, oh, you're not ready. You say that you're ready. What you want is some hot sex. And be honest with yourself. If you just want some click, if you just want some bam, some wham bam, thank you, ma'am, then say that. It's okay to want that. A lot of times we feel like people are judging us, and so just wanting hot sex with somebody is inappropriate. It's inappropriate for them. You're not living their life. You're living your life. And so, if that's all you want is a warm body in the bed, then be honest with yourself and say, that's all I want right now is a warm body in my bed. I just want somebody to sweat it out with. I just want somebody to pound this tension out. I just want somebody to pull my hair and slap me around. If that's what you want, then that's what you want. No judgment. I ain't trying to, I don't kink shame, whatever you want to do. That's what you want to do. But be honest about it, at least to yourself and your higher power, because they know your thoughts. It's just, are you going to keep saying that I'm blessed and highly favor, or are you going to say I'm hurt, I'm wounded, and I need to be helped? The other overall energy I got is nothing is set in stone yet. So that to me is the equivalent of the magician card for you. You can decide how things move forward for you. How do I want this to be? Do I want to meet this person in a group setting? Do I want to meet this person online? Do I want this to just be fun? You decide how you want to be. It's not set in stone yet. We're still moving things along. We're still preparing for the week. We're still preparing for this love. So, yes, love is coming for you. Yes, you're getting mentally prepared for it. You decide what that looks like. Have you ever watched Twilight? That is my favorite series. That whole Twilight saga, Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, Breaking Dawn 1 and 2. That is my stuff. And I had a friend beg me to read that. I was like, I'm not reading that. That's stupid. You'd have to fight me now not to read that. I love the whole series, and it was somebody who just asked me to read it. And one of the things they say is Allison's visions are subjective. It's subjective to what decisions you make. So everything that I see now is subjective to what decisions you make. If you make a decision that you're not ready for love and that you're still hostile and you still got your arms crossed and you're not going to receive love, even though your higher power is trying to see, are you even ready to receive the love I give you? Because what if I give you the perfect man and you're still broken? You're still hurt. You're still not ready mentally. You're going to break that person. And although I gave you the perfect love, you weren't ready for it. And so, how do you want to move forward? Your cards are perfect. Your commitment is being tested. Remember, I told you they're trying to see if you're ready. Nothing is set in stone. You decide how it goes, and a new romantic cycle is happening. All of these things are happening all at one time. A lot of times we think that things are mutually exclusive. No, two things could be happening at once. You're being tested to see if you're ready for love, but you're also being prepared for love, and you can also decide how you're ready to move forward in love. All of those things can be possible at once. Are you ready for all those things? Okay. Let me see. Let me see. He says, I am a manifester, so most things I wish I get, it happens one way or another, even if it's not the way I expected. I work towards what. Okay, so if that's the case, why haven't you manifested the love that you want? The exact love that you, because you asked me a love question. Am I correct? Wasn't that your question? Do you see a general love question? If you're such a good manifester, why haven't you manifested the love that you exactly want? You're just not ready for it yet. You're still being prepared, you're still being tested, and that's okay. So you're manifesting it, but it's just taking longer. That's why they showed me the Knight of Pentacles, the slowest moving knight in the deck. You are patiently moving forward. It's a routine, it's patience, and it's dependability. So you're getting there, and it's coming. That's what they want you to know. New love is coming. You're being prepared for it. Are you going to be ready for it? And listen, just because you're being prepared for the love of your life doesn't mean you can't have the ride of your life right now while you're trying to get to the love of your life. Okay, two things can be happening at one time. I could be sowing my wild oats and getting ready for my husband, because maybe my husband ain't gonna want all that wild sex that I need. And so let me go ahead and get all that out of my system right now so I can slow it down and be ready for this person. Two things could be happening. All right, so who's next, Keena? What did Terry T say? They have Twilight on Netflix, but I'm girl, listen. Terry T, I got tired of that with the back and forth with the is it on cable, is it on Netflix, is it on FX? I just bought the whole series on Prime, and it's in my private collection. I can watch it whenever I want to. I bought that, and I bought Maleficent because I love Maleficent. I don't know if y'all like Angelina Jolie like that, but she is excellent in Maleficent. And I love that part when she go to the to the castle and she put the curse on the man, and she be like, hmm, I was, and she be so hurt by it too. She be like, I was rather upset that I didn't get an invitation. Like, and he'd be like, you're not welcome here. And she'd be like, listen, that is my favorite part of the movie. I literally stopped that and rewinded like 8 times one day because I was cracking up. She was genuinely hurt, and then she cursed the hell out that baby. Not, a terrible curse, but listen, Angelina Jolie, I love her in that movie. Maleficent, that is my movie. But Twilight, yeah, I bought the whole collection because I ain't got time to be working. I ain't got time to be playing with all these cable channels and whether they go show it or not. I love that movie, and I've learned a lot about love in that movie. I've learned a lot about myself in that movie. I've even learned a lot about my psychic abilities working watching Twilight. So you could watch the whole thing and get a lot of information about your psychic abilities. One of the things I learned one day was I was just listening to it, and he said Allison's visions are subjective, and I was like, oh, so based on the decisions that people make, it could change the outcome. So I'm seeing a glimpse of what it is now. But if you decide that you don't want it to be that way, or you, because you have free will, subjective, it could change. Every time you make a decision, it puts you on a different road or it changes the outcome of what I saw. So remember that, people. Exactly, Shayna J. I love Maleficent. I like the second one too, Mistress of Evil. But hey, that first one, oh, that is my business. All right, so you can go ahead. Kay is next. Kay, are you still here? How can I improve my networking? Kay, immediately when I read that, three questions or a couple questions came up for me. If I told you I wanted to learn how to crochet, what would you tell me? The first thing the spirit told me is if you want to learn how to crochet, Angie, you can go online and research how to crochet. You could get into a group of people who locally who crochet, like a Joanne's Fabric or someplace like that. Or you could go online and find people who who are interested in what you're doing. So the first thing that they told me about networking in your circle, um, go online and find people who are interested in what you're doing. The first thing we tell people who want to get into metaphysical, find a tribe, find people who are like-minded. Networking is all about meeting people. How can I improve my circle? Get out there and meet people. Go to events that are have to do with what you want to do. If I want to learn about golf, then I need to go to all golf outings, or I need to go to Top Golf. I need to go to places where they're playing golf. If I want to learn about metaphysical, then I need to go to places where they're having meetings, classes, and things like that in order for me to learn about it. So whatever it is that you're trying to do, you need to go out and go to events like that. There's free events all the time. There's online events all the time. There's videos about it all the time. So in order to network, networking is just meeting people and talking to them. Are you putting yourself out there in order to meet new people? Are you asking your higher power, how do I get from where I am now to being open to meet new people? I didn't ask to meet Don, but Don is a great networking person. Don knows so many people and introduces us to so many people. He's expanded the people that I know, like in a political arena, in the money making arena, in the business arena. I am so appreciative of Don because he is a higher level of thinking than I am, and he helps me to pull up to that other level and to branch out in different levels, to go from survival mode to thriving mode to flourishing. Don is teaching me how to flourish. Don is teaching me how to utilize multiple streams of income, how to work my business opportunities, how to network, how to meet people. Networking is just getting out there meeting people. What are you doing now that is helping you to tell me three things you did last week to meet new people, to get into your business, to find out more information about what you want to do. So what have you done to increase your circle? If your circle is just people that you know that are on the same income level as you, then you're in a cage. Your circle should be people who make more money than you, who have more degrees than you, who already have a business, who's already doing what you're doing, who know how to make money, who's in banking, who's in advertising, who's in social media, who's in technology. All of those people are necessary to every single part of your life, every single part of your business. You should know people in every aspect of that. How are you meeting them people? Meetup ain't just there. A lot of the people that come to our class on Monday night met on Meetup. They went on there and they found people in their area. They found a class that said metaphysical or live psychic reading or psychic practice, and they came to our class through Meetup. A lot of one of the we want to travel now. One of the groups that we found was on Facebook, and she plans day trips to all these different places. Remember, I told you I kept wanting to go to Colorado, and I didn't want to know how. I didn't know why. And next thing you know, lo and behold, the universe said, "Here, go to Colorado. Here's a day trip, so you can see what you like about it, and then you can plan a longer trip if you still want to go." I'm giving you the opportunity to peek into those worlds that you think that you want to be in, and then see if that's where you really want to go, or was it just something that you a fleeting thought that you thought was unpopular? Maybe I just want to go there because they were the first state who actually approved recreational marijuana. I don't know why I want to go. I don't know why I'm drawn there. There could be some vortex. Could be some people there I need to meet. But whatever it is, there was something that was drawn to me. I put out there that that's where I wanted to go, and the universe said, "Here, there you go." So if you put out there that that's what you want to do, that you want to network with people, then that's what you'll do. That's how you'll find people, and that's how you'll network with them. What is it? What is your area of expertise, or what is it that you're trying to do? We could have people in a group right now or on live right now who do what you do. So what is your area of career expertise, or whatever it is that you're trying to network and find people to do? All right, so you could go ahead, Miss Michelle. I'm sorry, I had to get that out. Like as soon as I read her question, all those questions came down for me. Uh-oh, did I wait till she got frozen? There I go talking too much. Lord help the child. Yeah, we got like 45 minutes before we're all said and done. All right, so we'll wait for Michelle to come back. Don't she look so cute the way she is though? It just look like she laughing at me like Angie talked too goddamn much the way she frozen on the screen. I really hope y'all enjoying this. I know I ain't that dynamic that y'all ain't got nothing to say. Come on, y'all in the comments talk. Hey, angels. Look, did you eat all them cupcakes or did you give them to your neighbors? Yes, I still remember them cupcakes, honey, because I couldn't have any of them. So what'd you do with those cupcakes? All right. Well, we're gonna wait for while we're waiting on Michelle to come back and read Kay. Kay, did you have any comments or anything about anything I said? Well, again, did you tell us what industry you were trying to get into? Hey, Tim Buck, how are you? Mm, good advice. Yeah, what is your industry, Kay? Look, Shaylee said she wanted one of them
Hey.
cupcakes. Is that what she said? I would and will eat all the cupcakes. Exactly. All right, so let me go ahead and put this person back up, and then you can go ahead and read her right now before I get to talking.
So yeah, uh, pretty much exactly what you said is what I was gonna share. I really got like you practicing more speech and debate, like putting yourself in places where you can practice your speech and the debate, just get your verbal kind of embarrassment out with people who know what they're talking about. And I think you can also take like those courses in college too. Like even if you're just if you want that formalness, but you don't have to, everything's on the internet. But it's really important that you interact with people verbally so you can have the ability to really, I guess, learn through other people how they communicate and how they express themselves and how they get over embarrassment and how they pick themselves out from like an embarrassing situation, and just emotionally strengthening yourself when it comes to networking. And it's so funny because when she was talking about that, like my whole face was tingling because for the last 10 years, I've been jumping from a networking. So it's right up my alley. But because I wasn't in a place where I was secure enough, I was just having to find a new networking group, new network. So it's for you really having the confidence. Nobody else can really do this for you. It's really you having the effort to not be held back from expressing yourself and being okay with, yeah, like maybe you want to go networking because you have some ego desire. ego's desires. We all do. That's why we go into sales or we go into these certain jobs.
Another thing while we're waiting on Michelle to unfreeze, that I want to say about networking is um a lot of times we'll get in, like you can get into all these different groups and you may just not be ready for the information. Don't discredit what they're saying because you're not ready for the information. One of the things that Keena said to me years ago, and I didn't even clearly hear it until maybe a year or two ago, was two things can happen at once. Yes, I can be happy for you, but I can still wonder, well, wait a minute, when is it my turn? Like it doesn't mean that I'm not happy for you. It just means that, well, dang, I've been putting in all this work and now you getting yours. When am I gonna get mine? Two things can be true at one time. It's not that I am hating on you. I'm just, multiple things can be true. I can have multiple emotions. We're a human person. We're a spirit in a having a human experience, and so I can have these human emotions and still be going on my spiritual journey. I'm learning. That's what I'm here for. And a lot of times we forget that we're here to learn things about ourselves or on this journey, and we're not going to be perfect. Once you realize that you're not going to be perfect, all those flubs and all those things that you do that are just not quite right don't even matter. It's just like, oh, okay, I messed up. Let me clear it up. Let me fix it. Let me move on. And so, a lot. Another thing that could be happening is again with the internet is just a lot of people. A lot of things is going on in the atmosphere. And I know that a lot of times, like when we have a solar eclipse or we have a lot of energy like that, a lot of time it messes with our technology. It's not necessarily just a retrograde that does it. There's a lot of times that I'll get on here, I'll hook everything up exactly the way that I hook it up every single week, and then it won't work. And I'm like, well, what the hell? I don't have time to do it. And this is what I tell my guys: either you want me to get this information out or you don't. Either you're gonna fix the situation behind the scenes or you're not. I'll shut it all down or just not go live that day. And so a lot of times it's just me telling my guys, look, you gonna fix this situation or you not, and I'm just gonna move on, and that's just it. You can go ahead and finish. I was just talking to you guys.
Yeah, and I think that basically is it's just you putting yourself in different activities where you have the ability to express yourself verbally and you can learn about speech and debate and learn really, like you understanding how to get your point across and like really have the ability to deliver it so you can keep expanding in your working space. And that's really just your victory is like learning how to create uh those boundaries within your language so you can broaden and you're not using it to hold yourself back also, if that makes sense.
I hope that helped you out, Kay. But again, networking is literally just you. Wait, let me bring you back.
There you go.
Networking is just you getting out there, you making yourself available, you talking to people, you letting people know that you are interested in what they're interested in. Again, I would recommend Meetup. I would recommend Facebook groups. I would recommend Instagram. Like Instagram has a lot of people that'll go live if you just search your industry. If you just like search tarot, if you search metaphysical, if you search moon phases, you'll get so many people who are talking about whatever it is you're talking about. And you could be, and there's a lot of free classes. There's so many people. There's this one lady, she has so much free stuff, so many free seminars on just advertising or just how to get your podcast started. And she has all this information. I keep saying that I'm going to go back, I got to go back. You have to be ready to receive the information that they're giving too. I know that she's a resource. I know that that I can go to her when when I'm ready. I'm just not ready for that step in my life, and I'm not going to rush it and get into something that I just don't understand or that I'm just not ready for. And so when I'm ready for that podcast part of my journey, I know that I can go back to her and get that information. And so it's just, are
Mhm.
you ready to receive the information that are you ready to receive the connection? Are you ready to evaluate yourself against the lens of somebody else's or how they're moving forward? A lot of times it's just seeing somebody else doing something different and being like, oh, the other day I was listening to somebody and they were reading a card that I always see all the time. And I was like, wow, that's a different take on it. And I did not remember what the hell they said. Was it the Seven of Wands? I can't remember. Hopefully, I'll remember throughout the day. But I like to watch other readers because sometimes they have. Oh, I know exactly what it was. It was the temperance card. Have you ever heard that the temperance card used to be called the alchemy card? They said because temperance is, just mixing things, making one, bringing two things, two potions together or two things together, and like maybe this is hot water, this is ice, and I'm tempering them to get them to the same level. And I did not know that that was an alchemy card. And I said, "Oh my God, that makes so much sense to me. You're mixing things together. You're doing things. You're pulling two things together or several things together." And making it something that is going to work for you, but you have to balance it out. Do I need a little bit more salt? Do I need a little bit more sugar? Do I need a little bit more water? Do I need a little bit more milk? So that made perfect sense to me that the temperance card was also the alchemy card because it's a balance and it does take time to get there. Blew my mind. I was like, oh, that's good to know. That changes what the alchemy card means to me in so many ways. All right, so I hope that helped you out, Kay, as far as how to move forward and how to reach new people. But again, Meetup, IG, Facebook, Twitch, all those places are good places to find people who are doing exactly what you're doing and help you to move forward and to help you to find things that to connect to other people. Okay. So who's next, Keena? Oh, Angel says she got a whole nother bag of cupcakes to go. Girl,
Mhm.
listen, I done ate six of them by now. I just can't live my life like that. So, Shaylee, immediately when I saw your question about the rest of the year, I got very excited because for one, 5:30, Keena, exactly. We got till 5:30. Y'all got like 35 minutes, and then I'm done. I have to do a hard stop on that. Um, um, God, oh, one of the things I saw as soon as I saw your question, one, I was happy because you were asking me about the rest of the year, so that's future forward. You weren't asking me about love, so amen to that. Two, I don't know if you play spades or why they showed it to me this way, but they showed me you they showed me you like a trump card, like you just going boom, and you cutting other suits with your spade. Like this was like this was the lowest spade in a deck. It was like a two of spades, and you just bam popped it on the table, and you were cutting whatever it was, cutting hearts, cutting whatever it was immediately. People are not ready for the level of people are not ready for you. They had an expectation of you, and you're coming through cutting hearts or cutting whatever it is right now with your spades. So for me, that's okay. So that's why they showed me spades, and so you know what that means when you're cutting with spades early on in the game. Like everybody else thinking like, oh, I got this, and you coming right out the box cutting down somebody's ace of hearts or ace of clubs or whatever's with your two of spades. Right click, like, oh, I got this covered, and they looking like, whoa. I thought I had that book for sure, and you like, no, nah, the universe gave it to me, and so they're giving me good vibes on you for the end of the year. I'm gonna go ahead and let Michelle go while I get some more cards and get more vision on that. But go ahead, Miss Michelle.
Yes. So for the year, it's really good if you just focus on like allowing your body to express itself and kind of not being hard on yourself. Just also scheduling time to like, if you need to cry it out and like allow your body that proper space for it to kind of have express its primal energies or its expression of emotion naturally in a place where it feels safe. And because that would really is going to help you have the clear clarity with spirit that you want, and just allowing yourself to be more creative with your emotions, not always assigning like a negative thought to them. Sometimes you can have the ability to create powerful insights um, or powerful artworks, or create so much with it. And just allowing yourself to process that is going to give you the resources to move forward and really have that on you connection with source. And this is really going to help you. This is going to give you, once you get good at your understanding your emotions and properly giving them a space for this creativity, where you have this equanimity with your high, with your divine self and with the self here in this body, um, you'll have the strength to accelerate your healing and know some very powerful tools to to you'll be able to grow your powerful and unique tools to help other people, or to just have a path, just a path of pure strength and connection. Because we have the 10 of earth, sorry, the ace of earth with the 10 of water, fulfillment. So you have very many options for yourself to live in harmony and to really have the ability to live a very satisfying life. But it's first having the ability that resting with your emotions and understanding that your peace can never be taken. And once you balance this out and you can broaden yourself with more relationships, you're more likely to be your authentic self and overcome, certain insecurities that are draining your mental strength. So right now it's more so focusing on your daily routine, getting creative with your emotions, taking the time to having a proper space for the dark night of the soul. If that is getting on a schedule with the moon and having, just really making that, staying consistent there and allowing yourself to not, kind of get into manifesting because you want to get back at somebody, or if you want to one up somebody. It's not about that. It's really about you peeling back those layers so you can be at a very positive state to now then ask your divine self exactly what is yours. So that's what I have for Chile.
Okay. So y'all, Keena and Michelle, I put those notes in there because those are things I'm gonna touch on in a minute, but I don't want to get sidetracked off of Shaylee's reading. You said emotions. Immediately I noticed every single one of her cards have water on them. So that's emotional. So the one thing that they said to me is what is it that you're not doing that you're supposed to be doing? The two of spades was specific. The two in your reading was twos are decisions. So there's a decision that you're not making that you should be making. And how do I know that? Is because the first card I got out for you was the two of swords. This person is blindfolded. Her arms are crossed, which means she doesn't want to receive the information. That she's mentally in her thoughts. She has her eyes closed. She doesn't want to see what spirit is telling her. She doesn't want to receive the information that they're telling her, and she doesn't want to make the decision. This is a stalemate. This is one of the times where you come there and you're like, I'm not going to decide anywhere. You're holding back progress in order not to do it. And so I said, well, what's going on? So then, and remember, water. So then the next card they gave me was judgment, more water. Your higher power is calling you to do something and you're not doing it. So when this card out, they said, ask her, what is it that she's supposed to be doing that she's not doing? What are you being called to do that you're not doing? What is it that you're not being true to yourself in not doing? Because either judgment, you don't know how to move forward, you don't know how to act to move forward. You're very much caught up in your emotions. All of your first four cards were water cards, and that's emotions for me. The water is clear, it's not mercury, it's not murky. So for me, when water is murky, you can't see. You can see through. You're just closing your eyes and you don't want to see through. You don't want the chlorine to burn because it's a lesson that you need to learn. And they're saying, what is it that you are supposed to be doing? Listen, this is that archangel calling you, telling you to get up from that dead space, get up from that lifeless space, get up from that not knowing your purpose. We're calling you into your purpose. What is it that you're supposed to be doing? You said my life purpose, but what is your life purpose? I thought my life purpose was so many things. I thought it was to teach. I thought it was to be a counselor. But let me tell you, about three classes in and one semester into counseling, I was like, I can't listen to people problems like this all day. Hell no. I got right on out of that counseling program and went into HR again, which is another form of counseling. Couldn't do it because you always listen to people problems. I learned over time what I don't like. I mean, through what I don't like to know what I do like. I don't want to be a manager of people. I'll manage processes. How do I know I don't want to manage people? Because I've watched my manager have to be like, oh, such and such is out having surgery. I need somebody to cover. Oh, such and such got a flat tire, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to be the person to receive your problems. I don't care about your little third grade medal that your little son got. Like all those things are great and popular, but I don't want to have to be the person. Like I have a coworker who our boss didn't call her immediately after surgery, so she thought that he didn't care. Ain't nobody got time to be calling you. First of all, you should be recovering, and I'll contact you. That there's a separation of work um and personal life. So you just had surgery, and not and you think that because we've worked together for 5 years that I am your that I we are personally connected on that level. No, we're still co-workers. Yes, I'm nice to you. Yes, we share some laughs and everything, but I don't care about you on that level. And I'm not being mean. Know your relationship with somebody and don't expect them to have a personal relationship you based on a friendship or based on a coworker status. Okay. And so know in your life what it is that you're getting into or what relationships to nurture and how to nurture them and what the expectation is. And they're saying you're not in your purpose. What is your purpose? And your purpose is based on what you like to do. If you could wake up every single morning and do what it is that you like, what is it that you like? I could wake up every single morning, be on a stage, and do this every single day with a new group of people, reading people, having fun, making them laugh, counseling them, helping them to move forward on their highest and greatest good. That is my goal to do this on stage, like how they do the comedy show where they have the stage and then they have the tables around you and I'm reading people in the audience. I could do this every single day. That's what I want to do. If you could wake up every single day and do what it is that you love, what would that be? That's what your purpose is. Stop waiting on the Lord to be like, oh, I want you to be a Buddhist monk or I want you to be a nun. What if you wake up and the Lord say, you know what, I want you to just go be a nun. You ain't getting no more penis. You gonna be okay with that? You gonna be okay with not getting no more penis ever again? Like, know what you're asking the Lord to give you because He can make, if you want Him to just, you want to be a puppet and do everything He say, He can do that, but that's not what He wants. Your higher power wants to co-create with you. So how are you co-creating with your higher power to make sure that you get the things that make you happy? What makes your higher power happy? Making you happy. Yes, along the way there's going to be some bumps and bruises and some lessons, but ultimately we're trying to work to the same goal. So what is it that you're supposed to be doing to help other people out? Oh girl, listen, you said I will own and run or even work in a halfway house for juvenile delinquents. Praise the Lord for you. I could not do it. You know what else I couldn't be? A teacher, because you can't hit kids in school. And these kids are bad. Keena, I don't know if you saw it, but I was watching the news. No, I was listening to the news I was listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Our old high school in Flint, Michigan, Flint Southwestern Academy, two kids were fighting. The teacher tried to break it up, and one of them hit her with a metal chair and knocked her senseless for a few minutes. I ain't got time. I ain't got time to be doing that. I love y'all, the deaf teachers. Y'all are not appreciated enough. Y'all are not paid enough. And y'all do not have enough security in there because these kids is bad as hell. And not only is these kids bad as hell, but these parents is bad as hell. And that's why your kids is bad as hell. Let my teacher call me and tell me that Brandon acted up. I'm going up there and we gonna have a come to Jesus meeting right there in the middle of his friends, seeing everything. We gonna get an understanding because I don't work this hard to send you to school to be in there acting an ass. Now, if it's a problem with the teacher, then me and the teacher will handle that in our own discussion. But you're not gonna go to school and be disrespectful. Those people are there to help you learn. They already got their education. But yes, I was so devastated to find out that my old high school, they hit the teacher in the head with the metal chair. Flint Southwestern Academy, Keen. I don't know if you heard me, but yes, the it was just on Steve Harvey Morning Show that a teacher was trying to break up a fight at the school, and another kid hit her in the head with a metal chair and knocked her out at Flint Southwestern Academy. Just awful. I couldn't be a teacher, and I'm saying all that to say, Shaylee, I understand that that's what you want to do. You want to work with juvenile delinquents, and that's okay. Listen, let me tell you, I have two adoption stories. My first child I adopted was my daughter. Perfect. She wanted to be helped. Everything was smooth sailing. The next kid that I tried to get, Lord help the child. Listen, It took more than Jesus to come down. I had to call Lucifer in too to come strangle the hell,
Oh,
take his spirits back. She was so over the top. I still have a relationship with her, but I had to discontinue her staying in my house because my child that I was already adopting was not happy. She didn't feel safe. And my first priority was to the child that I had already adopted. This was her friend that I was trying to help. If you're not ready to receive the help that I'm going to give to you, then I'm not a person that's going to force you. I'm not gonna force my love on you. If you don't want it, you ain't gotta have it. Just give me all my love back and to hell with you. Okay. And so this person, I still talk to
right.
them later and they realize what I was trying to give to them, but they just weren't ready for it at the time. And I don't force nobody to take my love. I'll take all that back because I can keep it. And so I understand you wanting to do that. If that's what you want to do, Shaylee, and you want to work at a halfway house, are you volunteering at one? Are you working at a domestic violence shelter? Because I worked at a domestic violence shelter for a long time. I was too I worked at a daycare center where the youth were in daycare, where mom and dad were having their rehab journey. So they were in counseling, they were going to their classes, and then we ran the daycare center. I was too emotionally attached. I also did CPS, and I couldn't do that. I was too emotionally attached. And so, have you explored those areas or tried to get into those areas and see what you need to do in order to do that? I don't feel like that's what the calling is. I feel like it's something a little bit outside of that too. That may be it, but there's also another calling that you're not getting to. And they're saying this would take you from that chaos to that calm. This will help you to meditate. This will help you to get into your intentions. This will help you to connect higher with your higher power on a deeper level. So that's the calling that they're saying that you're not listening to. Maybe you're hearing voices. Maybe you're hearing your name being called and you're like, who said that? Who said that? And it's the Lord, like me, or somebody in your ancestral chain that is trying to reach you and you're just not acknowledging them yet. And so there is someone who is still calling you. I hear a voice audibly calling your name, and you haven't recognized that voice yet to, to even say, I can hear you or I'm ready to receive. And so they're saying, yes, that may be what you want to do, this halfway house for delinquents, but also there's another deeper connection that you're ignoring that'll help you on your journey to get you to your purpose, but also to make the money. That was another thing. Shelter care just didn't pay enough for me to live the lifestyle that I needed in order to pay all my bills and pay all my expenses for my son. So again, that was another water clock. Got it, Keena. I'm moving. We got 4 people left in the chat. Keena told me I got 15 minutes to get y'all done. And then the last thing was the King of Cups, which is the trust card, emotional intelligence. Are you ready to separate your emotions from what it is that you do? And so, um, are you ready to are you emotionally equipped to deal with juveniles, to deal with situations? Can you separate your emotion from what your job is? Can you do that? I remember the first time I went on a forensic evaluation where they had to do an interview and they had to interview somebody who had been physically assaulted, who had been sexually assaulted by another kid. I almost lost my mind. I wanted to be mad at the kid who had done it to the other kid, but that kid had had somebody do it to them. And so I couldn't separate my emotions. That wasn't my wheelhouse. Are you ready to separate your emotions and be able to do that in order to do that? So are you able to trust your higher power to lead you to where you need to be? Because your final card is a 9 of Pentacles, and that leads you to independent wealth. That leads you to abundance. That leads you to wish fulfillment. That leads you to receiving. If you notice, this is your only card that has no water in it because you've planted the seeds and this is your harvest. This is your abundance. These are all your little blessings coming up for you and giving you that independent wealth that you want. That lady of leisure, that person who doesn't need to depend on anybody else but her higher power. I've planted the seeds and I'm ready to reap my harvest. So this is where you're headed, but have you heeded to all this emotion and all this calling that is coming your way? So the rest of your year is dealing with your emotions, connecting to your higher power, getting into your true purpose of maybe just connecting with your higher power. It doesn't mean that you have to get into anything like tarot or readings or anything like that. Your higher purpose just may be getting that guidance from your higher power so that you can move forward in your everyday regular reality. Because whether you know it or not, connecting to your higher power just isn't tarot, just isn't psychic, just isn't mediumship. Hell, I need to know what I need to do every single day. How do I advance my career? How do I advance in love? How do I get my health in order? If I'm connected to my higher power, that's how I get there. So I hope that helps you out, Shaylee. I do see good things for you, but it's all about how you're going to approach this emotional side and connecting to your higher power. Get out of this two of swords. That's, remember, the first thing I saw was a two of spades. You're coming through, cutting through expectations because people don't know who you are, and what they thought you were is not exactly who you are. And what they're saying is, but are you ready to come to that calling? Are you blinding yourself to what your calling is so that you don't have to move forward in it? And then once you do that, it'll take you to that tranquility and serenity that you're trying to get to. But you got to trust your higher power. This is all emotions. This is all emotions. Okay. All right. So I hope that helps you out. Who's next, Keena? You want a general? All right. All right. So while Collective Capricorn's internet is getting back on track, we'll go ahead and start with Vanessa. Vanessa wants to know, can she have a general? You're very frustrated right now, Miss Vanessa, because they showed me you in a car and you're like in traffic, you're a gridlock, and you're just blowing the horn. Get the hell out of my way. I'm trying to get here. And what they showed me is you going to the right. You're trying to get to this destination over here. And the reason they have this traffic jam is because your higher power is trying to reroute you back this way and put you back on center, put you right back on your purpose. You're out of alignment on what your purpose should be. You're trying to get over here to this destination, and they're like, no, that's not what we're trying to do. All of this traffic is going to divert you so that we can reroute you to where you're supposed to be. You're not aligned with where you're supposed to be. So that's the first thing that they're showing me. And that's why you're so frustrated with everything in your life. I feel like your career is frustrating you right now. I feel like maybe you've done this job for a long time and you're a little bit frustrated because you're not sure which direction to go or what you want to do or how you want to move forward. I feel like your love life is a little bit frustrating right now because you're not finding the love the way that you want to, but have you defined the love that you want? And I feel like that your personal relationships, like your family and friend relationships, are under a little bit of strain also. So you seem to be very frustrated in all the major aspects of our life: career, romance, and family. All those situations seem to be frustrating, and you're just blowing the horn. You're laying on the horn because you're not ready for because you're frustrated about where you're going, and you're in this gridlock. Like it's like the Lord, like you thought you were going right. Let me make this right turn right here and go this way. And then next thing you know, your higher power put all these cars around you, put all this stuff in your way because we need you. Usually when there's a traffic jam or when there's an accident, see, you didn't get a tower moment. They're saying you don't need a tower moment. You don't need a sudden upheaval. We just need to reroute you. And so we're going to take you off of the road that you're on that's leading you to a hermit situation that's going to make you feel unwanted, unloved, and unappreciated. We're going to take you off that hermit road and we're going to move you to a road where you're going to be receiving the love that you think that you need to receive or that we know that you need to receive. And it's just about you getting back in alignment. You're not on your correct path. And that's what your higher power is trying to do to move you back. And so what they're saying is, what happened to our alone time? What happened to your times in prayer? Are you praying the way that you used to? Or are you confused on how to pray? It got to a point where there was so much information coming at me spiritually, religiously, metaphysically, in so many different aspects. There was so much information coming to you. I said, I don't know what I believe right now. I don't know if I believe in God. I don't know if I believe in a higher power. I don't know if I believe in religion. I don't know if I believe in spirituality. I don't know whether I should pray. I don't know whether I should set intentions. I don't know whether I should speak it into existence. I don't know whether I want to manifest. And what I had to learn is that it's all the same thing. It's all the same God. I just had to connect on a level that was personal to me. And so you have to find that moment. And they said, what happened to our moment? What happened to our tea time? What happened to our communication? You've let so many things in your life distract you, and it's taking your focus away. And so now you can't find your center. You can't get back to that communication you used to have with your higher power, and you're questioning your foundation. Like they showed me an earthquake, and your earthly crust is kind of breaking up, and is kind of rumbling. And what they're saying is just to see where your foundation is. Where do you want to go? Are you solid in your foundation, or is there room for improvement? Is there room for you to say, wait a minute, maybe this isn't what I thought it was, because everything I thought as a child, I don't believe as an adult. I know that it's different. I know that it's not what they said. I know that everything that my pastor said wasn't the way that it is now. And I've learned more, that there's more opportunity spiritually for me than there was religiously for me. Okay. So you can go ahead, Miss Vanessa. I mean, Miss Michelle, and
Yeah.
read for her.
So for the first cards that I pulled, like I know you really want to manifest like a masculine energy, and it's just right now the work of you diving into your intuition and understanding your intuition is going to be very key with manifesting a man, because first of all, like a man's psyche is very powerful. So if you're the kind of person who's like, when you're away from this man and all you say is negative things about him, you're actually enforcing his behaviors to only reflect what you think about him, you know, even if you're not talking, even when you're thinking about these things. So sometimes, you know, it's it's more than like just manifesting somebody, or just to have it. It's really important that like you are really looking within yourself and finding yourself more emotionally satisfied than you did 5 minutes ago, yesterday, or building a routine towards manifesting stability and understanding what makes you feel at peace, and really diving into your emotions and creating a space where your intuition um, can really grow for you. And it takes having a consistent routine, or being a Pisces. Pisces are really Pisces are so good spiritually. It's like their natural trait.
We're dreamers. We dream things that, listen, this card right here started in somebody's head. Somebody dreamed this up. Somebody saw this in their head and created this card. Everything that you see in real life came from somebody's mental, somebody's Pisces mind, somebody's imagination. I imagine things all the time. I imagine me getting my big giant check from the lottery, and it's over $1 million, and me going into the office and getting my big check. I imagine receiving my letter from the government saying that my student loans are paid in full and that there's a zero balance. I imagine my husband coming up to me in multiple ways. I let the universe come up to me, but I imagine my husband coming up to me in multiple ways. Maybe he saw me at the grocery store. Maybe he saw me at work. Maybe he saw me online. Maybe we just ran into each other on the street. I imagine different encounters. I am very imaginative in that way, and that's a Pisces thing. And I love my creativity. But again, what are we doing? Co-creating. Got it, Keena. We only got two more people. We running through 5:30, 5:30. And so it's about you creating the life that you want. What is preventing you from having that one-on-one time? What is preventing you from going outside and having a walk and having your one-on-one time with your person? A lot of one of the things that Don says is that his Monday nights, his Tuesday nights, his Wednesday nights, all of those are his adult time. That's time when he disconnects from the family and we get to do our metaphysical stuff. We get to do our adult things. So when are you having that time one on one? One of the things we tell you is to develop a routine with your higher power. And it's okay. Sometimes life happens and we get disconnected from our higher power, but it doesn't mean you can't ever go back. And what your higher power is saying, we're frustrating you on purpose. We're causing this traffic jam on purpose so that we don't have to have a tower moment. You're in a pre-tower moment. You're still in that space where you can affect change. You can get back on track. And so they're saying you're frustrated. I know we're frustrating you so that you can come back to us and ask us, how do I move forward? What is my next step? How do I wait productively? How do I reconnect? What is it that I need to learn from this situation? What is it that I need to let go of? What is it that I need to concentrate on? These are all powerful questions that you need to ask your higher self or your God source, because it's a personal journey. You don't always need to go to somebody else and ask, what is it that I should be doing? Ask your personal person, because they may not want Angie to know what they have for you. It may be something top secret that they don't want nobody else to know, or that you need to know on your own, or that is for you to understand that I may not be ready for, or that your or the person that's reading for you is not ready to interpret. And so what your higher power wants you to do is reconnect. You're very frustrated on your journey, and I see a gridlock, and I don't see you moving forward in any way, in any shape or form, on anything until you reconnect. So I feel like you were very religious as a child, or that religion was very big in your life, and you don't quite understand. A lot of times we think when we fall out of love with God, or we disconnect from them for a while, that He doesn't want us to come back. He's not human like we are. Like a lot of time, if people don't call, like, oh, I've been texting you for 3 weeks, you ain't never text me back, or last time I heard from you was 5 months ago, and then we got an attitude because I don't want to talk to you because you didn't text me back. Our God isn't like that. Whenever you come back, when you go back to your higher power, they're like, oh, okay, you're back. Okay, let's move forward. Let's keep this going forward. They don't remember your past. Remember, if you believe in God, He puts all your sins in the sea of forgetfulness. Means it doesn't even matter anymore. That was in the past. That was the old you. You're a new being every single morning when you wake up. And so, in your new beingness, how are you going to connect with your higher power? For me, that's me seeing my manifestation every single day. I believe in infinite abundance. All my wants and needs are met. And then saying today is going to be a great day, or today is a great day, or I receive all the information, calling in what I want. That's me having my meeting with my higher power and saying, hey, how are we going to work this day? What is it that's going? I know I have 5 meetings in a row. What is it that you want me to do in order to get this right? Okay. Do you have anything else for Miss Vanessa?
Yeah, it's just you'll have a much better way of manifesting is just reconnecting with your guide, starting with what your Empress energy looks like, and then allowing yourself to mature and see what you can create from there.
One of the things that they wanted me that they reminded me of is when I used to drive to work every single day. I hated driving in. I used to be so mad about traffic, and I used to just sit there and be like, "Oh my God." I had to take another stance on it and realize that was my quiet time with God. All that traffic jam, I had to spend quiet time. I learned to put on some music. I learned to listen to different readings. I learned to listen to gospel music. I learned to talk to my higher power. I learned to talk to my deceased relatives. I learned to enjoy that time. And sometimes it was over an hour that I had to be in traffic, or that I was sitting in this space and being unhappy. And so one of the things I heard, the one guy from gosh, I cannot think of his name right now. The gosh, Kena, why can't I think of his name? The one guy who's always happy, who took over the church from his dad. Kena, what's his name? Um, mm,
He's an actor?
Joel Osteen. Joel Osteen.
Oh, okay,
One of
Joel.
the things he
Say
said
Joel.
was when he be in traffic and it be all tight, he'd be like, Lord, can you part this traffic like the Red Sea? And I used to say that. And sometimes I can see traffic ease up and I can find ways to weave through traffic. It's all about you having that connection with your higher power and understanding why you're being put in this frustrating situation. What is it in my life that I need to slow down and take heed of? Because again, they're showing me the Knight of Pentacles, and they're saying this, you need to slow down, you need to have a little bit more patience. Your blessings are coming, but they're coming slowly. We slowed it down because you were not paying attention, and you were not basing your decisions on your highest and greatest good. You are basing them on demands that other people were putting on you, and so that's not always for your highest and greatest good. And sometimes the Lord has to put you in a straitjacket where you can't move, and where you're frustrated, and where you tire yourself out, and you just have to sit there on the floor in tears and say, Lord, I need you. I need help. I don't understand what's going on. I don't know why I'm there. And He says, I know why you're there. I put you there. I need you to reconnect with me. And so that's all your higher power is saying, is reconnect. So I want you to take this time all week to reconnect with your higher power on whatever new. You don't have to go back to the old way. Find whatever new way your higher power wants you to reconnect. Then I want you to come back Sunday, and I want to give you another reading on next Sunday, because I want to see if your energy has changed. Right now, they're not showing me anything except for that you need to reconnect. And so once you reconnect and you do all those things, come back Wednesday or Sunday. Wednesday is me and Don, and then Sunday is this crew again. It's either me and Michelle, or it's me and Alicia, or it's me and Alicia. Somebody will be on Sunday, and I need you to come back to get another reading on Sunday, because they're saying you need to reconnect. And when you reconnect, you'll have a purpose. And then they'll outline the next 3 months for me, because they're showing me one card per month, but not yet, because you need to reconnect. Okay. So I hope that helps you out. Who's next, Keena? Last name Santos. I don't tell you how somebody else feels about you in love, because I feel like that's an intrusion onto their thoughts. If they wanted you to know how they felt about you, they would tell you. When you ask me to poke into somebody else's mind, that's like reading their diary, and I don't have their permission to poke into their mind. I have your permission to tell you about general love for yourself, but not about somebody else. And so I, in my personal decision, will not tell you how somebody else feels about you. Okay. All right. So Shayna J, can I have what spirit can reveal about my life purpose, true career in my 30s and feeling a bit lost? Okay. That's where I had a shakeup in my 30s. But go ahead, Miss Michelle. You can go ahead and go first. Let me find some different cards,
Good.
because these are not it. Yes, they are it.
So I get the mother of air. And integration. So it's, I sense kind of a block towards like the mental stability. Sorry. Yeah, I just sense a really hard block towards integrating communication with your source. I feel that you're kind of nervous maybe to have a one-on-one, or if you feel held back in life, or you're just really not happy with what you're seeing, and it's 10 times, I guess, intense spiritually. But right now you're being held back from communication because you're not taking, you're getting inspired, but you're still taking action to kind of transform how your physical reality shows up for you. There's still a lot of mental fear with love, and when it comes for you to being able to communicate lovingly and physically as well. And your spirit guides, it's going to take quite, you really taking the time to self-invest within yourself and really start to prioritize your importance, and you following your ecstasy in life and being able to not feel so judged by being authentically yourself. Because right now it's like, even if you were to pursue love, it's like you don't you show up really warm and happy and beautiful and all those things, but it's like other people can see that you're very fearful and really not happy relationship wise. So it's really important that you take the time for yourself to really start to integrate what it is that you truly want, and being able to move forward from things, from being able to move forward from conversations. You want to do that internally more so with external people, because it comes off very inauthentic is what I'm getting.
I wasn't really sure how to read her. I didn't She
Mhm.
didn't feel very open, and I didn't want to be
Right.
judgy about her energy. So I did a specific spread for her. I
Mhm.
did your path and your potential. And I'm just looking for one card right now. Because the U is the Page of Pentacles, and that's usually good news. It came out in the reverse. They're telling me, and I don't read reversals, and they're not telling me to keep it in the reverse. But there's specific wording that I'm looking for on this card that I want to tell you. Okay, I got it. Okay. All right. So for you, your current energy is the Page of Pentacles. Are you looking for a new job? Is that what you're like? Are you unhappy in your job or something? Because the Page of Pentacles, you, that's I did again, you, your path, and your potential. And so it says new job, good news in earthly matters, solid beginnings, setting goals, opportunities to increase income, books, negotiation, being open-minded. So you said that you're 30 and you're feeling a bit lost. So do you know what direction? Again, the same thing I said to somebody else. If I could wave this magic wand right here and give you anything that you want for life, what is it that you could do every single day? You could wake up every single day and you wouldn't complain about it. You love it. It just be what you want to do every single day. So what is it that you could do every single day if the Lord was just like, okay, Shayna, this is what you want to do? Here, do it every single day. Again, I say that every single day I could do this on stage in front of an audience and do readings for you because this is what I want to do. So if every single day, what did it be? How much money do you want to make? How much money do you need to pay all your bills, to also take care of some of your wants and to also save money? Do you know what that monthly amount is? Do you know what that yearly amount is? Do you have a goal for your savings? Do you know what hours you want to work? Do you want to go in? Do you not want to go in? Do you want to manage people? Do you want to manage processes? Do you want to work with kids? Do you want to work with adults? What is it that brings you joy every single day when you think about, do you want to cook? Do you want to clean? Do you want to drive? Do you want to stay at home? What is it that makes you happy? And the okay, that's fine.
Are you sure?
That's fine. Do you want to go ahead and read her really fast, or you just gotta go? No, because I know you got something to do. So go ahead. I'll finish
Are you
up the
sure?
last two,
Okay,
and then
okay.
that'll be fine. Thank Collective Capricorn for coming on here today. She has to go really quick. We set a hire at 5:30, but of course you know I'm wordy, so she's about to pop off, and I'm gonna finish these last two, and then we're gonna be done. Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank
Gotcha.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Kina.
Okay, so back to Miss Shayna. You said life coach would be the dream, but I have to get my life in order. To exactly, how are you gonna motivate me if you can't motivate you? If I come to you and say the same thing that you said to me, say that this is me coming to you, and I said I don't know my life purpose. You my life coach. What you gonna tell me to do? What's the first thing I need to do in order to get and find my life purpose? You're a life coach. What is it that I do? Have you taken classes on being a life coach? Have you worked with other life coaches? Have you been to a life coach? Have you researched what a life coach does? Have you researched the different modalities of coaching somebody? Do you know what a fee schedule is for life coaching? Do you know how what that looks like? Is that teleconferences? Is that group settings? Is that individually one-on-one? What kind of homework do I have for people to do if I'm going to be a life coach? How can I motivate others if I can't get myself in order? If I can't wake up every morning and make my day wonderful mentally, how can I motivate somebody else to do it? Because listen, you go get a negative answer. You might get me from 10 years ago, and me from 10 years ago didn't want to hear shit about no positivity because nothing positive was happening in my life. And it took me growing in life and understanding why I was going through those challenges to get to this positive, genteel place that I am right now. And so, what I want to know is, how can you help other people to move forward? It's not analysis paralysis. They're saying lazy. They're showing me you just laying down your swords and just being like, I don't want to do it because it's just too much work. If I came to you literally and told you that I didn't know my life purpose, what would you tell me to do? How would what would be the first thing that I should do? You're my life coach. I'm putting you on the spot right now. That's what you want to do. You said every single morning you could get up and do this, that this is ought to be what you be or need to be researching. What is the first thing you would tell me to do as a life coach in order to find my purpose? You know what the first thing I tell you to do? To sit down and make a little diagram about what you like. Okay, I like to talk. I like to tell people what to do and be honest. I'm honest with myself. I like to tell people what to do. I like to talk. I like to meet new people. So the first thing I will put down is I like to teach. I like to talk. I like to tell people what to do. And so remember all those little things that we learned in high school about them little bubble diagrams. You put one word in a bubble and then you branch out little arms and legs about it. Okay, I like to teach. Okay, do I want to teach adults or do I want to teach children? Do I want to teach in a school? Do I want to teach in a group? Do I want to teach one on one? Do I want to do I want to work for the government? Do I want to work for my own? Do I want to have my own business? So that's the first thing I would tell somebody to do who doesn't know their life purpose. Make a bubble diagram on how you want to move forward in your life. Okay. And once you narrow that down, then you say, okay, all of these options are open to me. Oh, I like all of these. Okay. So then the next thing I would tell you to do, bubble out what jobs could go with that. Okay, I want to do this in a group chat. I could be a counselor, I could be a mentor, I could be a life coach, I could be a therapist, I could there's so many different things that I could do in order where I could affect people and talk to them and teach people. So I could do HR, I could do employee training. There's a lot of different ways. So it's all about you finding the discipline in order to do it. There's new opportunities coming out there, but how are you going to organize yourself? How are you going to organize me if you can't organize you? And I'm not being mean. I'm just saying, how you go life coach me if you can't life coach you? A life coach is somebody who's organized, who's planned, who's dependable, who has a purpose. Listen, for me, a life coach is somebody who always got a book in their hand and a pen and they writing stuff down because they always got to take notes. They always have a better way to do it. They always have something that they need to research, that they need to look up to find a better way to do it. So how are you going to motivate me if you can't motivate you? Okay? Seek internally first. What the hell does that mean? Explain to me what seek internally first means. Like a lot of times we want to use buzzword. I'm coming to you to find out what how to what my life purpose is. You said seek eternity first. What does that mean? Pray. I've been praying, that didn't work. So now what you want me to do? Meditate. I tried meditation, that didn't work. So how is it? You have to know who your audience is. I'm an action person. You got to give me action things to do. Seek eternity first. How am I gonna do that? Tell me how to do that. What? Go for a walk? Do what? You got to tell me. You got to be ready for that. I am the hardest person that you want to work with. Keena quit tarot after she started working with me, honey. Literally, she gave it up and put them cards down like this heifer right here asks too many questions. But my guides know that. They know that I'm a detail center person. They know that I'm an action center person. And if you're not giving me actions, I don't need to know what my chakras feel like. I don't need to know what my emotions are. I need you to tell me what the fuck I need to do in order to get into my purpose. So, what is my first step into getting into my person? And going internally, I don't know what that means. How do I go internally? What does that mean? Give me an action step. You have to know who you're working with. You can't just have one mold for everybody. You got to have different plans for everybody. Is she an action person? Is she an emotional person? Is she a person who needs a lot of direction or a little bit of direction? Is she a person that needs a little bit of motivation or a lot of motivation? You got to know what kind of people you are. And then you got to know how to break that down. You know why I'm so good at this? I have a master's in education for adult education and training. I had to learn how adults learn. I had to learn how children learn. I had to learn all these different things. And you would never think that a master's in education would get you ready for tarot. But I had to understand how people learn, how people receive information, how people process information. So I can adapt my modality to each person and help them to learn in the best way for them. And what I found is people like action steps. So, how do you give me my next action? So, a lot of times, what's the first thing I tell you to do? Go to your higher power and say, what's my next step? Because a lot of times, finding that inner person ain't ready to talk to me yet because they is just tired of my foolishness. I've been acting a goddamn fool. So, going within ain't where I need to be. What else can I do instead of that? So these are all the things, and I'm not being mean in any way. I'm just saying these are all the things you need to consider when you're being a life coach and when you're directing somebody. How do you pull them out? How do you make them connect with you in that way when they're rebellious? All right. No, I wasn't at the psychic fair. I forgot that there was even a psychic fair today. Um, okay, so she said, so this is what you told me to do. So again, explain to me what this means. Speak internally first. Seek internally first would be my answers. What does that mean? How do I think about my passions? Oh, okay, my passion is baking. Does that mean I want to be a baker? Or do that mean I just like cooking? Or do that mean I want a family that I want to take care of? You have to think of every aspect of that. Okay. So your you is this you. Remember I said I did you, your what I don't forgot what the damn thing was. You, your path, and your potential. So the you is there's lots of opportunities, but are you ready for them? Are you ready to connect to? Have you set goals? Have you increase how to increase your income? Are you open minded? Are you ready to do? So the first thing I'll tell you to do is to watch some life coaches on time. There's a black lady who's online, Keenan. I cannot think of her name. She's a life coach, and she be on there all the time telling people what to do and talking to them and motivating them. She has a lot of free classes. There's a couple ladies that are on there. They're all life coaches, and they tell me all the time, let me look it up because I really need you to know this. She's always online and she's always offering free things online. She's always doing something. And she's really, really famous. She has short black hair. Oh, what was her name? Gosh, I have to find her. I can't remember her name. And she's a national person who's very recognized. She has a big smile and I think big teeth. So I have to find her. Hold on, y'all. Okay, let me see. I typed in the word famous to see if she would come up. But she's such a good life coach and she's always telling people how to move forward. So are you studying other life coaches? I want to do tarot, so I study other tarot people. I study the words that they use and how they motivate people. Are you doing that? Have you done what you're supposed to do? No, because they showed me you just laying down your swords and frustration and just giving up and saying, well, Lord, if you're not going to tell me, then I'm not going to do it. It's a series of steps. What do I always say about giving you a scholarship? If I'm going to give you $50,000, I need to see that you applied to school, that you got accepted to school, and that you enrolled in some classes before I give you this $50,000. Sometimes it's a series of steps to show me that you are motivated in order to receive this blessing. So the blessing is this $50,000 scholarship. What did you do to show me? Because I'm not just going to give you $50,000 and be like, here, I said I was going to give it to you. Here you go. What did you do to show me that you're ready to receive this $50,000? What did you do to show me that you're ready to receive and to be a life coach? How can you step out there and be a life coach? So what I want you to do is to go and watch 3 different life coaches on there and figure out what you like or don't like about them. What is their technique and how you like. One of the persons that you could study is Iyanla Van Zant. That isn't who I'm thinking about. It's another lady along that lines, but Iyanla Van Zant is a life coach. Have you studied her? Have you looked at some of the other people that are out there that are life coaches that help you? Do you want to life coach people in their money arena, in their personal life, in their romantic life? How do you want to do that? And where do you want to do that? Okay. So then your path is your second part, and your path is the emperor. You're ready to be a boss. That's stability. That's making decisions. Our emperor is over a whole kingdom. They buy and sell. They tell people what to do, but they also protect their kingdom. Are you ready for that? This is your path, protecting your kingdom, having that stability, making those decisions, being a leader. What does that look like for you? That may be a life coach, but that may be something totally different. All my life, I thought I wanted to be a lawyer. Why did I want to be a lawyer? Because Claire Huxtable was a lawyer on the Cosby Show, and so I wanted to be her because she was the only black woman that I had saw who was successful outside of what my mom and dad did. So how do you do that? Okay. And so then the star was, are you even putting your desires, intentions, and wishes out there? Does your spirit people know that you want to be a life coach? Do they know that you need help in finding that direction? Do they know that you are ready to move forward in that? Are you ready to take the next step? Have you regurgitated or even looked at the information or looked at the direction that they're trying to give you? So your path is leadership, but it's also with putting your intentions out there as to what you want to do. Okay. And before I get into your purpose, I'm gonna go ahead and let Keena talk because Keena don't never come online. And if she coming on there, she got a word for you, and you better go ahead and hit
It's
the
not, can
sword
you hear
or
me,
go ahead and do
Angie?
something. I
It's
can
not
hear you.
nothing. It's just a question to ask yourself. It's along the lines of some of the same stuff that Angie was saying. But recently I heard somebody say that instead of asking somebody, what do you want to be when you grow up, you ask them,
Lisa Nichols, yes, Shayna,
That's who
that's
I
her.
thought you were
Lisa
talking
Nichols.
about. Yeah,
That's
that's what.
yes. Come on, Lisa.
But
Lisa Nichols.
the question they now ask people is, what problem do you want to solve in the world? And the reason is because there's more than one way to skin a cat. So you think of oh, I want to help people. There's hundreds of ways to help people. So yes, life coaching is one of them, but like Angie just said, what if that's not the route that is best for you in solving the problem that you identify that you want to solve? So I think it's
What if your life coach is being a nun?
mm-mm. So I would definitely answer that question. What problem am I trying to solve in the world? Or like, it's also along the lines of, what do you kind of want your legacy to be? What do you want to leave behind, that people can learn from you or from your journey or from anything? And so when you do that, it will open the door for different avenues for you to be able to do that. Because every problem is that this some life is not math necessarily, so that most problems have can be solved in multiple ways. So that's just one way to definitely ask the question versus, oh, what do I want to be? Oh, I want to be a life coach. What if life coaching isn't going to solve the problem that God brought you here for? Because you have to think about it, we were all created for a specific reason. So once you tap in with your guides or would become one, you will figure out, oh, my problem or what I was created for was to do X, Y, and Z, and this is the ways or the way that I can do that. So that's just a little something different.
One of the things I want to say is, you said, thank you, I need to meditate on that. Your spirit guide said, girl, that's just another excuse for you not to do nothing. Because then you go say, I'm thinking about it. They said put some action in yourself. I literally see them lighting a fire under your feet and being like, jump, move, spark, scream, holler, yell, jump, run, whatever you need to do, but you need to get some action. The next thing they're gonna do is put some currents through that ass. So I'm just saying, they want you to take some action steps. And let me give you some action steps, because I'm an action step person. Write down the top 5 ways that you can help people. Write down the top 5 areas of life coaching that you want to do. Do you want to coach people financially? Do you want to coach them spiritually? Do you want to coach them financially? Do you want to coach them romantically? How do you want to do that? So, what I want you to do, because it's about to be the new moon at the end of the week, and those were
Mm-hmm.
some of the things that I had put in there that I need to talk to you guys about. It's about to be a new moon. It's a Libra new moon. We're about to have Friday the 13th. Hello, somebody. This week is a Friday the 13th. And people be all heightened about that. And then right after that is a new moon. And it's a solar eclipse. Y'all ain't talking about the energy that's coming through. And the 1010 portal all in one week. If the universe ain't saying, hello, I'm open, come in here and get what you want, then you ain't trying to hear them. It's a 1010 portal. It's the new moon. It's a solar eclipse. It's a Friday the 13th, all in one 7 day span. Hello, somebody. Are y'all really using y'all resources? Are y'all really harnessing the power of this earth and this energy? Because let me tell you, every single day up until the 10th, I'm pulling my husband out of that portal. I'm pulling money out of that portal. I'm pulling zero balances out of that portal. I'm putting letters out of that portal that say I don't owe any money. I'm pulling new houses out of that portal. I'm pulling cars out of that portal. Every single day I'm pulling something else, but I'm also reaping gratitude on top of those things that I'm pulling out. I thank you that there's a zero balance on my student loan and I don't owe nobody nothing else. I didn't say that I paid it in full, that there's a zero balance. However, you need to do that. If you need to burn down the student loan educational department, they need to forget all my loans, or you just need somebody to click the wrong button and delete all them loans, I'm okay with that. That ain't for me. I learned a long time ago. I just need to ask, and I let my higher power do the action. I ain't ask you how you gonna do it. I close my eyes and I don't see nothing. However you want to do it, Lord. If you need to take somebody out, you need to move some people around. Whatever you need to do, that's what you need to do. You need to bump some people off so they can forget that I owed a loan, that I went to that school, that I did whatever I did. That's what you need to do. And so your action steps need to be what it the top 5 ways that you can help people in life coaching. Or if I can't do life coaching, what are 2 other alternatives that I also like to do, that I might want to do, that I might be interested in, that I just didn't know I was interested in, that I could be looking into? Okay. So those are the things I want you to do action step, because I feel like, and I don't know you personally, but your guys are telling me meditation is just another way for you to sit there and say, and to take no action and to do nothing and to be like you're waiting to receive some information. Sometimes receiving is writing. Sometimes I'm so compelled to write that I can't do nothing else, because my guides are inspiring me to do something. So I have to write, I have to read, I have to get online, I have to record, I have to do whatever it is. It's an action thing, it's a series of steps. And meditation is just another excuse for you to sit there and be like, I'm waiting on the Lord. He not waiting on me. He said, oh no, honey, this is your show. I'm just making the things happen behind the scenes. So once you call into position what you want, then he'll go ahead and call in the position of people who need to do to get what you want to happen. Again, remember, all those things are happening this week. Set your intentions for what you want. My intentions is for me to have a zero balance on my student loans at the end of 2023. My intention is to be able to buy my son a new car because he has his license. My intention is for me to get a new car. My intention is for me to have a certain amount of money in my savings account by the end of the year. I set intentions, and the sky isn't their limit. When you put limits on your higher power, that's because you're seeing things through your earthly realm. My higher power doesn't have any limits. If I tell him I want to be 125 tomorrow in weight, he can make me 125. Is he gonna do it? No, because of physically that might be too hard on me. Can you imagine me dropping that much weight that fast to be 125 pounds tomorrow? Sometimes what we're asking for is a little bit too harsh on our body physically. And so there's things that you have to go through. And so he slowly takes me to that. Every single full moon, what do? Release some fat cells that no longer serve me because y'all got to go. So you decide how you want to move forward and what you want to give to your future and how you want to harness this power. It's all out there for you to do. How are you going to harness it? So your purpose, I did you, your path, and your potential. So this is your potential. Your potential is that justice card. And the justice card is karmic justice, consequences coming to you. And then that seven of swords. That's you sabotaging yourself. You not taking in action. We're here to help you. We're here to give you all the things that you want, but you're sabotaging yourself with your thinking. Because the seven of swords is a strategy. Even if it's a bad strategy, it's still a strategy. I'm gonna self-sabotage by saying that I'm waiting on the Lord. I'm gonna self-sabotage by not doing anything. I'm gonna self-sabotage by closing my eyes and not looking. I'm gonna self-sabotage by not hearing my higher power call. I'm gonna self-sabotage by not spending my time in with my higher power. I'm gonna self-sabotage by not doing this, by saying it's somebody else, by blaming somebody else. Um what did I do to get myself into this situation? Why am I not moving forward? Why am I 30 and I'm not ready to move forward? Why do I not know what my life purpose is? Why am I stuck in this situation? What is it that the Lord has done to put me in this straitjacket that I need to move forward? Because they're showing me the Eight of Swords, and I think that was one of the cards that was up here, was the Eight of Swords, which is restriction. And it's a restriction that they're putting you in. They're also showing me the Hangman. They're hanging you by a divine vine, and you're not moving, you're not getting anywhere because you're not wishing for anything. The Star card, this person is butt naked, pouring into the earth. And that means that I'm setting my intentions. I'm telling the Lord what I want. I'm telling my higher power what I want. I'm butt naked. I'm true to myself. I'm giving everything I got. I'm open. I'm honest. The Star card is you just wishing on a star, you putting out there what you want. And in both cards, these people are butt ass naked, speaking to their higher power, pouring into them and telling them what they want. So are you ready to be that transparent with your higher power? Listen, I cuss at my higher power. I argue with my higher power. I rebel against my higher power. I shut it down when we're having a difficult situation, because sometimes we need a time out from each other. And until they get themselves together, I can't get myself together. And so you have to co-create with your higher power. Are you ready for all the action that it takes to do that and to move forward? So your purpose is to stop self-sabotaging and to get some action plan and to connect with your higher power and to recognize that they're here to help you. These are your intentions. Use this week to get yourself in order, to do some action things. I don't want to hear about you meditating. I want to hear about you moving forward. I want to hear about you taking some steps. I want to hear about you doing some things. I want to know the next time you come on here what you did next Sunday, this week, to utilize the 1010 portal, to utilize that Friday 13th energy, to utilize that new moon, to utilize that solar eclipse. Tell me how you're going to utilize that. If you want, you can tune in tomorrow to tea time. Shauna Sellers will be on here, and she always gives us action items on what we should be doing, what questions we should be journaling about. You can look at her last week's stuff, and she touched on a little bit of it. You can go back and listen to her last week's stuff. If you go into my subscribe people and look up Naturally Divine Goddess, that's Shauna Sellers, and watch her tea time from last week. On Mondays, every Monday she does a tea time, and she gets you ready for the week. She gives you action items. She gives you questions that you need to ask, things that you need to do in order to move forward. I've learned to be very actionary because I can sit all day and say I'm waiting on the Lord, and the Lord like, you ain't waiting on me, honey. I'm waiting on you to tell me what you want. I'm waiting on you to tell me how you want to move forward. I'm waiting on you to put the key in the ignition and at least to start the car. So your issue, the reason you don't know what your purpose is because you're halting it up. You're not ready to take responsibility on what you're supposed to do in order to move forward. And that's okay. This may be your Saturn return. This may be that time where you find a whole new purpose and you decide you want to do something totally different. Remember, I wanted to be Claire Huxtable when I was in the sixth grade until I worked for an attorney for 6 years. And I was like, oh, this isn't as glamorous as I thought it was. I don't even get to go to court. All I do is write briefs in the background and file paperwork at the court. This is wholly a negotiation, but over the phone and in the back office, we don't even go to court that much. My attorney did not have to go to court a lot, and the glamour that I saw on TV let me know that this wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. And so I went a different route. Then I thought I wanted to be a counselor. I can't listen to everybody's problems every day. I just can't do it, Lord. Take me to another level. And so I got out of counseling. Then I want to do employee training. Well, y'all people don't listen, and I don't want to be a people manager. So these are all different things that I've tried that I know that I didn't like. And so I moved on to something else. And now I'm in compliance, and I love compliance because there's so many different aspects of compliance you could do. You could do healthcare compliance, you could do government compliance, you could do corporate compliance, you could do regulations, you could do contracts, you could do third party risk assessments. There's so much stuff you can do in compliance. You could do the auditing part of it. You could do there's so much stuff you could do in compliance. Okay. And so I have so many different alternatives, but none of them are like what I thought I wanted to be. So what Keena said, what problem is it that you want to solve for the world? How do you want to leave your mark on the world? How do you want to leave your legacy? What is it that you want people to remember you for? And so give me some action items. When you come back next week, I want to know 5 things that you did, at least 3 different ways you can help people as a life coach, 2 other alternatives that you can do in case you can't do life coaching or that you might be interested in, and then 2 different success stories, because I'm gonna give you 7 things, 2 different success stories of how you utilize the portal, the solar eclipse, and the Friday the 13th and the new moon to your advantage. Okay. All right. So I hope that helps you out. I'm sure they are so annoyed with me. Listen, my guys is annoyed with me every single day. They go to the bar every day and be like, I can't stand Angie. Lord, when they give me a new assignment, I'm gonna make sure I ask for somebody not Angie. I don't care. I don't care. We all gotta learn. My guys cannot stand me some days, and I can't stand them some days. I am a human. I am a spiritual being having a human experience. I am in this human. I have emotions. I have desires. I have frustrations. All that stuff is working around with me. And you go deal with me. You knew what you were getting when you were getting me. You were going to get combative. You were going to get angry. You're going to get frustrated. You were going to get somebody who just didn't know what the hell she was doing and who just did not want to listen. You were going to get all that. But you go deal with it and you go make me a new person, or you go have hell to pay while you try to make me a new person. Listen, even it listen, if I don't get it right in this lifetime, they just gonna send me back. You want to help? You want to deal with me again? You want me to come back and be your person again? My spirit guides be like, no, get this heifer in line. Help her to get her vision in line. Help her to move herself forward. My doctor didn't want to tie my tubes after I had my son. I said, well, let me tell you this, Dr. Young. Every time I get pregnant, I'm coming back to you. He told his nurse, go get her the paperwork. You the best candidate for tubal ligation I ever met. He didn't even hurt my feelings. I knew I didn't want to be pregnant no more. I knew what I was doing in life. And as soon as I said, I'm coming back to you every time, he thought about that and was like, oh, no, go get her that paperwork. And he went and got me that paperwork. And I ain't been pregnant since. I'm not ashamed of that story. Listen, sir, I said I don't want no more kids. And he talk about, oh, you only 30. What if your husband? Listen, I'm 30. You don't see how horrible this journey was for me. I don't want to do this no more. But I'll tell you what, if you want to keep doing this journey together, we'll do it together because I'm going to keep being your patient. And he decided he didn't want to deal with me no more. You ain't getting on my nerves, Dr. Young. I don't care. I don't even care. That's how I feel about it. And I did not have any more. I don't have any more children. because he went and got me that paperwork. I'm just saying this is a co-creation. You decide how you want to live the rest of your life. All right. Who's this last person? Fiction on fiction. Are you still here? Because I know Keena called your name 500 times and you was not there. So are you still here? You my last person. Lord, it's 6 o'clock. I'm already a half an hour over my time. So fiction on fiction. Are you ready? Are you here? Listen, if I can't be transparent with my spirit guides, who else can I be transparent with? The Lord and everybody know. They be like, as soon as I be like, knock, 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 Lord, I need to talk. He be like, Lord, here she come. Yes, here I come. So come on and talk to me. I'm just saying. All right, fiction on fiction. You want to know what do I see for your finances in the next few months? I literally see, you know how you are on the phone and your battery goes it shows you how much battery life you have, and they show me your bars going up and then your bars going down. So I feel like you make like a consistent flow in money, but you are not watching how it's going in and out, and so you're asking because you're not utilizing your money correctly. They want you to one decide, look at your budget and how much money you spend. Let me tell you this. I put my budget on paper and I was appalled at how much money I was spending. Like, Lord help the child. What is you doing? What is you doing? The number of streaming services that I had that I was paying for, the amount of times that I go out to eat, the amount of money that I was wasting, I was appalled. Like, what is edgy? Why? Okay. You know what I'm saying? And so I was working harder, but my money wasn't working for me. So for your finances, I see it going up and down, but they want you to be a little bit more disciplined. They want you to be more in that emperor energy of thinking about your kingdom. How do I build for the future? How do I leave a legacy? How do I make sure I have retirement? Because I don't think that's on your mind right now, how you're going to retire. It's all you seem to consume everything that you make. As soon as you make it, you spend it. I don't think that you have a significant amount of savings right now, and they're saying those are the things that you need to be concentrating on for your future. They're saying, why would I keep continue to give you more money and when you're not a good steward of the money that I'm giving you now? I'm giving you money and you're not making good decisions on it. So why would I keep giving you more money? I feel like you're giving out money to people who are not deserving it, who you know don't deserve it, but you feel obligated to give them money. I'll tell somebody no in a minute. Somebody asked me for $300 because they wanted to get a rental car to go and visit their new grandchild. I'm not funding that. That's your personal thing. You need to work some more hours. You need to do something else. And you know what they did? They found another way. They went online and they started selling some of the stuff that they had in order to get the money. I didn't contribute to that. I've learned to say no. I work 3 jobs. Okay. I work really hard to make the money that I have and to save the money I got. And I'm gonna have to side eye you real hard to be like, give you money for what? You want to do what? Oh no, I can't do that. No, 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 no. I need to pay my rent. Well, what happened to the money you was getting? Obviously, you're not a good steward of money. Why would I give you money? So that's what your higher power is saying. Why would I increase when you're not showing me that you know how to manage the money that I gave you? So there's new opportunities out there for you, but are you ready for them? If I give you a $25,000 increase, are you just gonna waste it on $25,000 worth of frivolous stuff, or are you gonna make some good decisions and save some money? The first time that I set a goal that I want to like, my first goal was that I just wanted to save some money. I wanted to save $1,000. Like, oh my God, incrementally save $1,000, and I did that. Then it was like $5,000. Then it was $10,000, and so I keep increasing the amount of money that I want to save, and um and um and my guides help me with that. Like I just get pockets of money coming through everywhere. And so once you decide how you want your money to work for you, then your higher power can help you. It's not that you need more money, you need more discipline in how you use your money. And so for the next few months, they want you to be aware. Just write down the amount of money that you spend. And then they're showing me by Christmas, you could have a new opportunity coming your way for employment. But have you actually learned your lesson about this, about being more disciplined with your money? Let me see what's going on new year for you in 2024, because the rest of your year, they're very clear about you learning your lesson. I got the 3 of Swords. So that's really you thinking about how you're using your money and why you're having this issue. The 3 of Swords is like a heartbreak, or swords is also thoughts. You know what I'm saying? You learning your lesson. you understanding that the pain of the situation. Why are you being pinched financially? Why are you being shut down financially? How can you move forward? So I'm going to ask, what's your 2024? What's the outlook for fiction on fiction for 2024? And bam, the very first card that came out was was reaping what you sow. So remember that reaping what you sow isn't always a good thing. Have you planted seeds that'll bring you goodness, or have you planted seeds of salt or seeds of sugar? Like, you know what I'm saying? Are you gonna reap a good harvest, or are you gonna reap worms? What is it that you've been planting in order to move forward? So this is what your 2024 is heading to: reaping what you sow. The Nine of Pentacles is independent wealth. That's abundance, that's growth. You've planted all these seeds and you're going to reap all these blessings. So, are your blessings good things, or are they karmic lessons that you're going to receive? Usually, this card is a good thing, but for me, they're telling me they want you to evaluate and think about that. What have you been putting out there karmically, so that you know that in 2024, this is what you can expect? And they're also giving you time in October, November, and December to change that trajectory if it's not right. If I haven't been doing what I'm supposed to be doing financially, then how can I change that so that my 2024 can come in with blessings instead of lessons? How do I do that? How do I change that trajectory? How do I make the rest of this? This is the last quarter. That was another thing I was going to tell people. This is the fourth quarter, y'all. This is the last quarter of the year. How do you make it different? How do you set yourself up for a victory in 2024? How do I make plans to make myself financially set or romantic, or ready for a romantic love for 2024? How do I get myself ready emotionally, spiritually, and what's it, emotionally, spiritually, physically ready to receive what it is that I'm asking for in 2024? Because you really at this point are just setting yourself up to have a grand 2024. Yeah, you could change some things in 2023 that'll make your 2024 better, but right now you're just kind of setting things up. You're planning. You're in that Two of Wands energy where you're planning what's going to be coming in for you for 2023, because you know everybody sets those resolutions. So what are you going to use this last quarter to set up for 2024? How are you going to power through to make this a more abundant rest of the year for you? What are the action items that you could take in order to save some money? The first thing you could do is just set up for automatically your money to come out, or your savings. And I have my savings linked from another bank, so it's very hard for me to get the money. If I want a new pair of shoes and then enough in my checking or my regular checking account, then I got to go to my savings account. Will it take 3 business days for that money to come over there? Because I got to transfer it. I got to wait for it to happen. And by that time, the emotion is gone. I done just released all that and I don't want to do it anymore. So I made it intentionally hard for me to get my savings account money. I didn't have them linked where I could just be like, oh, just move that money over there. I got to for real want it. And if I know that it's Friday and I really, really want to do whatever it is, and that money ain't going to be available till like Tuesday or Wednesday, do I really want to go through all that trouble to move that money around? And I hate to see my savings go down. I love to see it go up, even for an emergency. I have to understand that that's what it's there for. But am am I ready to part with that money in that way? So that's what the first thing you could do is set up a reoccurring draft from your regular account that goes into a savings account that you don't have access to. They don't even give me an ATM card. My savings account people hate me. They like, no, you can't have none of this money. This is our money. It's just about to sit in there. They give me very good dividends on my savings, but they make it very hard for me to get that money out. And I like it. A lot of times I'll be like, this is my money, I'm gonna move it. And they be like, well, go ahead and move it. And I'll be like, okay, I ain't gonna move it. I'm just gonna leave it there because I like to see it stack. So that's one of the first things that you could do in order to increase your finances. So set up a regularly occurring draft for your savings account. And then two, set a goal. How much money do I want to make by the end of the year? Or do I want to save by the end of the year? But don't make it something small like, oh, I just want to save $1,000. I mean, that's a good goal, but you're limiting your higher power. Give your higher power something to work with. What did I tell y'all that I asked my higher power for? I want my loans to be paid in full by the end of the year. That's not something that I have to worry about. That's for them to worry about, not for me. I asked for a miracle. When you ask your higher power for something, that's because it's something that you can't do on your own energy. So why would I ask them to do something that I can already do? I can save $1,000. That's like what? I don't know. Shit, that's $10 every single week for like 10 weeks. Or that's $25 a week for 4 weeks. That ain't hard for me to do. $25,000 might be a little bit stretched for me. Paying off my student loans by the end of the or a zero balance on my student loans by the end of the year is a tall order. I have to ask my higher for power for things that I can't do, things that I can't make happen on my own fruition, to show that I trust that they can do, that they are my higher power. Their resources are infinite. I don't know where that money gonna come from. You might just win a lottery, or somebody, some long lost auntie may leave you an inheritance and they go $25,000 because that's the intention you set. So that's the second thing that you could do to increase your finances. Set a goal that you want to have by the end of the year, and then set another goal at the beginning of the year. One of my friends that I used to work with, she used to set goals at the beginning of the year, and I think she started off with 5 goals every year that she wanted to accomplish by the end of the year, and she would just check them off as they happen. And it was something that I tried to do, but it didn't work for me in that way because I was copying what she did. It was a good motivation, but it didn't work for me. And so I had to find the way that it worked for me. And for me, it was setting different, it wasn't setting them all at the beginning of the year. It was just setting goals that made sense to me. And so saving a certain amount of money made sense to me. And so that's my goal. So the first thing is write down how much money you're spending on things, how much is going out versus how much is coming in. Do I make enough money for my ends to meet? Do I need to increase my income in some way? And then third, set up a reoccurring amount to come out for your finances. And then fourth, set a goal as to how much money you want to make by the end of the year and then into the future. What do I want my retirement to look like? How do I want that to look? Do I want residual income from property? Do I want something else? Do I want to open up an online shop? Do I want to teach classes? How do I want my legacy? What is my faith forward looking like? What am I asking my higher power to do? Hell, am I even connected to my higher power? If he was like, beep beep, Angie, can you hear me? Do you hear them? Are you connected to your higher power, or are you listening to what everybody else is saying? They're telling me that you need to sharpen your connection with them one on one. Are you speaking to them? Are you ashamed of talking out loud to them? Do you just believe on paper or in church and not in reality? Does your reality show that you believe in them? Or does your fear lead you? How are you showing your faith in your higher power? How are you showing that you trust that they can do whatever it is that you're asking for? All right. So I hope that helps you out. I hope that moves you forward. Come back again next Sunday, and I think that I'll have a different outlook for you on your finances for next week. But again, these are all things, a series of steps or a series of things that you all need to do in order for your higher power to outline it. If you tell me what you want, I'll tell you what you need to do in order to get there. So come back next Sunday, ask me that question again, and I feel like you'll have a whole different answer as to what your finances will be. But I think you need to make that connection, and you need to understand dollars and cents. What's coming in, what's going out. Do I need to make more money? And I figured out that in order for me to save money, I need to bring in more money. I needed to cut my expenses. I need to make better decisions. And so that's all they're saying is you just need to connect and understand that they're here to help you. Okay. So fiction on fiction. I'm glad that you made it in. That's it. I gotta get offline. I gotta go take a nap because I gotta go to work tonight. Again, my second job is throwing money at us. They like, hey, here's some more money. Here's some more money. And when I tell y'all, I remember I told y'all I pulled them bags of money out of the portal on the 99 portal. Listen, let me tell you, when I say money is just falling all over me, it's just falling all over me. Remember I told you I got the one raise. Now I'm about to get the second raise. I went to sleep last night after working one of my shifts, and they were giving us like $3 to $4, maybe $5 extra per hour on that shift. When I woke up to go in, they were giving us $7 more per hour. My guys was like, hey, if you going in, let me put a little bump on that. So imagine whatever your regular salary is per hour plus another $7 on top of that just to come in and do whatever it is you were going to regularly do anyway. And so that's me attracting all this money. And what did I go to sleep to while I was getting ready for my next shift? That one manifestation video I told you about, where he was like, I am so grateful, I'm so happy that money flows to me from multiple streams continuously. I just listened to him over and over and over and over and over and over again. That's what I went to sleep to. And so what I thought I was gonna make, made even more than that. And I ain't have to do nothing but wake up and go into work. They decided that they were going to give me more money. So if you want that money to come in, call that money in. What did I say I did? I imagined a portal in my arm. I stuck my arm down in that portal and I pulled out bags of money. And bags of money have just been coming to me. I'm not bragging about it. I'm telling you, manifestations work. Um, the portals work. Believing. Life and death is in the power of your tongue. Listen, every single day I've been pulling my husband out like he coming out the birth canal. I literally imagine me pulling a man up out of that 1010 portal because that's my husband. I didn't give God already know my characteristics, what I want. I want him tall, I want him to be virile, I want him to be dark, I want him to have a deep voice, I want him to be gentle, I want him to be romantic, I want him to like sports, I want him to show me love. I want it to be reciprocal. So my guys know all what I want. So when I pull him out of that portal, that's who I'm pulling out. Somebody who's filled with all those things. So if you want it, you can pull it out that portal. Everything that you see came from somebody's mind. So what are you thinking that you want? How are you going to use this 1010 portal, this new moon energy, this solar eclipse, and this Friday 13th energy to get yourself some stuff? Because when I come back on Sunday, I hope I have a whole bunch of stuff and be like, girl, I got a letter in the mail that said they canceled all these loans. Girl, I got a letter in the mail that says that I qualify for a house loan. Girl, I got this. So you decide how you want to move forward and how you're going to get those blessings and how you're going to utilize the power of manifestation in your favor. Okay. Good night, everybody. Have a great night. Bye. Thank you all for tuning in.